Good evening, everybody.
With on a Sunday night.
Wow, what an intro. What a way to fill your face on a Sunday evening. Girls, gents, hello. Welcome to Sow, Beads and Brushstroke, episode 3.
Oh,
hello,
it
gents.
feels a bit dirty when you call it
Sow. It's meant to sound dirty. It sounds dirty.
Mate, yes.
It is. Mark, you've got a mic in your head. I'm just going to adjust that, man, because that's not really good.
It just caused loads of noise to everyone listening.
Yeah.
It's
Check.
It's still his head, does Mark, doesn't it?
There we go.
Back slightly.
Hello, everybody. First and foremost, a big apologies to everyone who's been looking for butt reps this month. We've had, hello, Badders, hello, Jason. So we've had some, should we say, technical issues and life issues have jumped various members
life
of the Soul Group.
gets in the way, boys and girls.
Yes, it's been a bit of a rough month, but we're back and we're kicking March off in style. We've got some good stuff coming this month. We're all working very hard to get back on track and on schedule to give you guys, girls, and telephone machines, answering machines, fax, photo copies, etc. the best content.
So do make sure you have your notifications activated on any of your subscriptions to any of our media, because then you'll be informed as soon as something posted, because you all don't want to miss what we got coming up.
What he said.
Crusades, bat reps,
Gents,
general crap.
hello. How we doing? We all right? Everyone okay?
I hope everyone
everyone
has a drink.
We hope you've got your beers out, ready to go. We've got a fair bit to go through tonight. We've been making some battle plans, so we're going to be hopefully chatting. And I've got my list on the wall here. We're going to be talking about, Mark, you're going to be having a bit of chat about the Tel Codex, a bit further reading there.
Yes.
Combat
Were you
patrol
worried
on there.
people would just think you were looking into the middle distance?
Yes, possibly. There's a small demon.
Stephen is the type of person who has a whiteboard in his office.
I need a whiteboard because I forget things. Like it says, brush your teeth, wipe your bum, Steve. Right, okay.
Something you should always be reminded of.
Yeah, necessary, if necessary. Dean, you run out of juice already, mate.
Can you pass me a beer from that fridge, especially that one with the tan?
Yes, there is a fridge underneath my desk.
You mean the Tau original colour scheme?
Oh, mate,
There we go. So yeah, we're going to talk about the Eldari Combat Control Patrol box set as well. We're going to have a bit chat about the Webway Gate. Well excited on that one, aren't we?
Can you buy them?
Ooh.
Can you still buy them?
It'd be hard to get hold of. I've been making some out of kitchen roll tubes.
I've never seen one in a shop.
Never, ever.
Never
Since the dawn of time.
have I ever
Crossed one. Has anyone got a bottle open? So I may open this bottle.
the bottle opener. I did put
Yes.
somewhere. It's over there. There you go.
I'm
Yeah.
opening a bottle. With
Also,
a
if you remember from the last Bead and Brushstrokes as well, we told everyone to have a think about hobby hacks. We've got a few hobby hacks each. Yes.
I hope everyone's had their thinking caps on.
Thinking caps. So we'll have a bit chat about that.
I'm just gonna riff mine on the spot. I haven't given a thought since last time we were here.
Because this lad is hardcore, simple as. Mark, you are PC gaming guru on the channel, and you're excited about a couple of new titles coming up on PC.
Yeah, they look really good. Like,
Have you been rubbing your nipples?
I've pre-ordered both.
Have you?
Yeah.
Straight in for it. We'll have a bit chat about that. We'll have a bit.
That's a bit chicory.
Oh, lad. So we've been working hard on our Eldritch Omens box sets as well, as you may have seen on our social media. We've got some models done and coming ready for the channel as well. Well, I think we're going to drop those in some crusade scenarios, aren't we?
Well, as part of the Eldritch Omens box inside the pamphlet,
Pamphlet.
Documentation that's inside, it does come with the Eldritch Omen rules, like crusade rules for a clash between them very two forces. But I'm just going to call them out. Looking on paper, I think the Chaos slide's heavily swayed there. Shoot, it's got a big mauler feed. It's got more guys. All I've got some rangers on bikes, and a goddamn.
Well, they got the.
What's the difference? Autarch and Exarch, by the way.
An Autarch is someone who's walked all of the paths of the Aspect Warriors. An Exarch is one that is on that path of that Aspect Warrior. Basically, a lieutenant of Striking Scorpion.
It's like
is an Exarch.
Trickling honey out of his mouth.
An Autarch, someone who's been on, does a bit of all sorts. That's why I can stick this out.
He's walked all the paths of the Eldar. He's done I don't know if he's done the Seer. I don't know, but he's done he might have been a Striking Scorpion, then he might have been a Dark Reaper, then he might have been a Ranger at some point. So that's why he has every bit of war gear. To represent.
So he's a bit like one. It's a bit like one of them guys everyone knows, don't they? I know a guy who can do a bit of plumbing, bit of electric side. He won't do anything well, but he'll do a lot of different things.
I think it's called Jack of all trades, master of none. Yeah, that's the one. Yeah, so we're going to have a chat about our Eldritch Omens update there as well. We've got some coming up this month as well. We've got some Crusade battle reps, which we're very excited to bring you, and a match play battle rep coming up, and some other things that we're throwing in there as well.
And
But-
also, we
Go on.
also want to hear about what you guys have been up to and doing, and oh, all right, staying like that. Just been running the lawn all over the garden and thrashing myself with bamboo. You know, like just whatever you do.
You think you'd segued that straight off this board? That's all, wouldn't you?
Well,
So-
I can't even see the board.
I know
Yeah.
you can't read, man. I know you can't read.
No.
Can you see this over here?
Devil scratchings, I've always
Devil
called them.
scratching. So, first of all, jack of all trades, bad as you know me. What you guys and girls at home been doing? Please do let us know in the chat what you've been working on.
Well. Please let us know what you've been doing hobby related.
Hobby.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't want to get questioned by the police. I don't want the akin to anything. I just anything hobby related.
Yeah, and similarly,
We don't want this used as video evidence. or
Yeah,
anything.
mate. No, not my hair looking like this. Jesus. I feel like this light's a bit immense on, isn't it? Look at this. I look like an 80s pop video. Don't I?
but out of our heart, something like that.
I look like I'm going to jump on the sunbeds for half an hour.
So while we're on serious things as well, we did ponder this before we started. We were saying, but here at SAO, Spoils of Wargaming, we stand in solidarity with the people of Ukraine. It's absolutely horrific what's happening with them guys and
Yeah,
girls over there.
100%.
Our hearts go out to them. We stand with you.
we
really
as a
do.
hobby play miniature battlefields and toy soldiers, but it's real. And
Awful,
it's
horrific.
It's horrendous. So
Horrific.
we don't want to wade too heavily into the
No.
politics and stuff, but yeah, we all
shocking.
our heart goes out to them guys over there who's fighting a very real fight.
Yeah, bless them. God bless them. Right, okay. So, what have we been doing this month, Mark?
This month, I have been
Reading the Tau Codex twice.
Reading it.
I read it twice. Not just the rules, but like just the law and everything. It was just and the artwork. I loved that. This Tau Codex was awesome because I only got into Tau in the original lockdown, and I read that the 8th edition Codex in the garden on a summer's day. It was lush. I remember.
Did you have
mate.
like a G
I
and
can
T or a Bulmers as well? Or
I can
something?
smell the.
Many-siders,
yeah.
Do you know when Mark tells his story? I'm all like, he's such a prolific storyteller. I feel like I can smell the geraniums and the freshly clipped lawn trimmings. I can hear the crackle of the ice in the glass of cider.
Yeah.
So, you
like-
set the scene. Go for it.
and so it wasn't that long since I just learned about them and stuff. But after reading that, the 8th edition Codex, and then just like the last couple of weeks reading the new one, just it was almost like it was all new again.
There's
It's
been a
like,
big switch up in
you know,
the
some
style.
of them is almost like copy and pasted with
Yeah.
more
Yeah,
stuff, but
yeah,
this one
get
was
that.
good. It was like so new. But what I loved about it was, and I think a lot of people have said this, you know, the support systems they get. So,
Right.
like you can add like a counter-fire defense system or a
Yeah.
shield generator.
Yeah.
Or it's them little things, and when you get them on the sprue, nobody ever knows what they are.
But
So
it's
like
set.
because there's no name for each one, so it's like,
Right.
is that the air? Is that the auto tracker thing? I'll just put that on and name it that anyway. But
I had a similar experience with Eldritch Omens with the Rangers. Is it the net
that
or
was
is it
another
the
one.
thing?
Yeah, it didn't
Yeah,
tell you, did it?
No, I had to go online. I mean, I had to scour
This was the thing.
5
like,
to 7 Reddit groups to find the answer.
in
I'm still
every
not sure.
codex for the towel, this has been a thing. But in the new one, they've actually put a picture of each support system with a description of it, so you know what it looks like now. You know what each one is.
So do you think,
So
I mean, with the introduction of the game systems like Crusade, where they want you really just to personalize your army down a path, etc., do you think that customization of the
Yeah.
miniatures, that different bits, instead of having a set standard sprue
Yeah.
for weapons,
Yeah.
really plays into that narrative?
I think it
theme
comes
as
in
well?
more handy knowing exactly what you're equipping them with, so you don't get with Tom. So actually, that's not a bonfire generator. That's that.
WYSIWYG.
Yeah,
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 Mate,
exactly.
that will happen with some salty ass bitches.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Exactly.
guarantee. So it's been Tau Codex reading time. What
Yeah,
about
I've been reading that a lot. I also got the Eldritch Omens box because obviously I'm a massive Eldari fan. But I haven't had as much time to delve into that as I
Right.
like. So I'm focusing massively on the Tau for the moment for the upcoming Crusade.
Crusade? Yes, that's
So
coming.
that's my
Yeah.
focus at the minute.
We might have just spoiled another.
You should drop that in there, didn't you?
What Crusade?
Yeah, what Crusade?
But yeah, other than the Tau Codex, I've been the Eldritch Omens box still half not assembled, but can't wait to get into that one once I'm dusted with the Tau. Other than that, not much.
No.
Just focusing on my Tau, yeah.
Yeah, so focus on the Tau and generalized readings.
Working hard, getting promoted, things
Yeah.
like that. Real life.
Oh, just Mark got promoted. He's
So
now
we
become-
got that one in there.
He's now the guy who makes the tea for the guy who makes the coffee.
I work all the time. I'm always in my workloads.
No one even know, mate. Might just think you're a bit of a cad who dresses smart for the occasion. Like, let's couple of.
Well, I've got a scruffy day. What about your fine self, sir?
Well, mate, I have delved very much into the Eldritch Omen box, specifically the Eldari sign. I have assembled all of my models in that box, and I have also painted my first trial run of a Ranger. Hold this up to the camera for the good people who haven't looked.
Ah, yes, we've got a post up on our social media as well.
I'm living my dreams through you, right?
You are, mate, 100%.
Show that cloak off, mate.
You've done a lovely job on that camera.
So this was just obviously it's the only model I painted up out of that box because I like to. I don't know about you guys, but when I'm going with the colour scheme, I like to riff it and like see what works and what I want.
Not like you've dropped a few of my models every now and then.
Nothing like a drop kick your fucking So yeah, so I got everyone assembled up, and I've got my first one painted. I'm really happy.
Beautiful.
I went with the craft world Miara, and a big part of that was learning. It was the main reason I chose the army. I love the look of the model.
Yeah.
But from painting wise, I've never really messed about too much with blending.
Right.
Especially between two opposing colours. I mean, I've done some blend like layer dark red in, lighten up with some white and cloaks and stuff. But so, as you can see, probably hold this up, Steve, on this model, if you haven't seen that.
Yeah.
The colour shift I've done between the blue and I know what you guys are thinking. Well, anyone with an airbrush can do that in a crack. Mate, I don't have an airbrush.
With a brush, that took you a minute.
It took us a hot minute, mate. But I tell you what it is.
That greeny blue definitely pops, man.
But it was worth doing just because, and I was, what's the word?
And you did well with that, actually, because that's quite a recycled red
Oh,
isn't it?
mate,
He's been through the wars.
It was a bit of it. It was plot. It went on a mission. But yeah, so I was a bit, what's the word I'm looking for, Steve, when we're playing like charades, whatever it is, like when you look at something and you're apprehensive about trying it because you're worried about how difficult it will be.
Right.
What's that word I'm looking for? Like I was a bit
apprehensive.
Apprehensive. Yeah. Apparently I've got the answers myself. But actually just knuckling down, putting stuff on my web palette and grafting on, it was really intuitive, and I've learned more from that one model than I probably have in the last 5 years in the event. Honest to God.
So do you feel as though it's bringing your painting techniques through as well?
Do you know what it is? And I tell you, not to give anything away, but there was a YouTuber, I can't remember, I don't want to give credit, I think it might be in Miniac or it might be in Minjon.
Right.
And they had like a whole like section on the video. Said a big part of it is don't overthink stuff. Just put paint on the model. Just put paint on the model. And like worst case scenario, you can get rid of that paint later on.
Yes.
Over. And so that's what I did. I thought I found these two colours. I literally messaged Mark and went, "What do you think of these two colours?" Like, mate, that look really nice. I went bang bang, and then start messing about, and I learned a ton. So yeah, it's been brilliant.
So the craft world you're doing is
Miara.
So what's their kind of vibe then?
So they're lesser known craft world, obviously. I don't believe they have their own rules, which is another benefit because I like, especially, I've not delved too far, but obviously if you pick custom craft world, you get to pick 2 craft world traits.
Yeah.
In the last edition, and then they've got a whole new list, and there's some.
It'll be interesting to see in the new codex if they're in there.
Yeah.
They are.
I've not seen a list of them.
No,
oh, maybe. Yeah. Well,
because it's gone back to the post office, so I can't get it until Monday.
This is Marcus Dark Ormond.
But yeah, the
Eldritch Ormond.
Online, I saw it online because the Facebook groups like split them out, and then someone obviously this was before the codex dropped, and I had a list of all that you pick and choose from 2, and it's just crazy. So I'm glad I went with but my Miara, I don't know.
Aren't they called the Doomed Craft World?
Pretty much, yeah. There's not a great deal of them left. They fought lost for a while. And what do you call the Phoenix Lord of them? Basically they hadn't been seen for a while, and then there was a planet that was getting the Imperium investigating, and they came across his armor, the Phoenix Lord's armor, and obviously they live on through the stones in their armor and stuff, don't they?
Yeah.
So that's it. They came out, kicked some ass, and
fantastic.
Yeah, so I think they're just a really cool looking scheme. And yeah, so I've got everything assembled, even the Exarch.
Autarch.
What did you do with your Autarch?
Oh,
what build did you go for? Because
so
it's exciting. Like there's so many options, isn't there? It's like,
Oh yeah, mate.
I spent like 10 minutes just looking at it. Just well,
mate, I spent about 15 minutes staring at the sprues. Just have you ever seen the Matthew McConaughey meme where he's just like it's just his face and he's sucking on a tablet? Oh yeah, I'm gonna get this. And then I went outside and I listened to the birds singing and chirping and like reflected in me.
Just came to you.
I did some light meditation. And then I went up and went, oh, I'm just going to put the best little shit on here. So I went with Warp Spider Generator.
Of course. Yeah.
Banshee helmet.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I went with the spigot. What's it called? It's got a nice name. Oh, quiz.
Oh, God. It's not the singing spear.
It was a Starglaive.
Starglaive. That's the one.
Oh, shit.
It was there. It just needed nursing out. And I went with a gun, and the gun I put on, I looked at, and I knew it was definitely the gun I wanted, which was the one the fire dragons have, which is called
the fusion gun.
Yeah, and I just put that on, and there was no issue whatsoever.
There was no issue. Are you sure?
Yeah.
So what happened, guys? So me and Mark were in a group chat, and I was like, I'm not sure which gun is which here, because to be fair, a few of them look similar. So I was waiting for Mark to tell us which was the gun I wanted. Got impatient, glued on the wrong gun, apparently. The dark, what's the Reaper?
You put the Death Spinner on.
Death Spinner on. And then we did learn.
Which is also a great choice.
I tell you it was a great choice, using super over polystyrene cement. Because if I'd have cemented that bitch together, that'd been one entity.
Nah.
Yeah. But certainly I just went bang, bang, no one knew a difference.
There's a lesson to be learned there, isn't it?
Yeah.
Have patience.
Super glue models together.
Don't
I replied to him. Like,
mate, it was like 10 seconds later, wasn't it? Like,
to put it on.
After
it was like,
mate, that's the Death Spinner.
You know, it was, ha ha ha. Mate, swear down, mum's life, that's the Death Spinner and all that. And within like 30 seconds, I had the new gun. Didn't I? Wow.
Yeah.
So yeah. But the autark kit itself is really fun. I tell you what, people, I did catch some flammable people saying on the Cortex, the Codex, it's got an autark on it, hasn't it? And that loadout is illegal in the rules, in the current rules.
But the old autark kit, I can't remember which edition it was. It was one of the Finecast models. Came with the Swooping Hawk wings, a Reaper launcher, and whatever the handheld thing is, which is the artwork on the Codex. So the old autark had that. But it's in the Eldritch Omens box that he can't be equipped with that stuff. It doesn't describe it, but I don't know if they changed that in the Codex or not.
Artwork folk part then?
I think it might have been, yeah. And there's been so many people go mad, they might have to break
It might be changed in the Codex, though, you never know.
We haven't looked because yours is still in the post.
Still in the post. Honestly, there's nothing worse, right, than coming in from work, being excited about your pre-order, you know, and then you get in and you see that dreaded card there, just saying it's on its way back. But it's always a weekend when they come out, so you can't get it till Monday anyway. So you got to wait 2 days.
I mean, nothing's worse as a bit. There is things worse, like famine,
worse.
Malaria, kicking your little toe off the coffee table.
We've all had that.
Or ringing love honey, just to say, can you please redeliver it?
Yeah, that works as well.
While we're on, hello Steve, nice to see you.
Oh, Stevie Blake.
Stevie's joined us. Yeah.
What time did the pubs kick out early night?
They kick out early down Liverpool way, man. I've heard. So, and he's Steve.
I've heard they do that in case people steal the glasses. Sorry, Steve.
He's working on some trees for us. Leave the lad be.
Is he?
Yeah. He's diligently putting trees together for us for the show.
Speaking of hobby hacks, I was messaging Steve earlier in the month.
Aye.
And we're on about trees, and I give Steve a little hobby hack.
What was that?
Because what looks like trees?
Other
than trees. Broccoli, exactly.
Right, okay.
So frozen broccoli, keep it in your fridge. When you have a game, you bring it out. They'll stand up because they've got flat stems. Now you've only got maybe an hour and a half to an hour and 45 minutes of working time before they go a bit floppy. But then you use them, trees on the table, bang them back in the fridge, drop them.
Or have a pan boil and just put them in the pan when they're ready. You can have some broccoli.
Who the fuck eats broccoli?
Broccoli's good for you.
Broccoli.
What, just a plate of broccoli?
Only tender stem though, roasted.
Oh,
yeah.
So on shops and Marks and Spencer's.
Have you seen this?
Yeah. You are a specimen.
You are a specimen.
Absolute joy to behold you.
So for me, I've been struggling this month, I'll be honest. That's my hobby, and I've been struggling.
You've got 2 tanks though. You bought new 2
I've got 2 new tanks, yeah. Tanks for asking, yeah.
I've been working on this stand-up material, apparently.
There you go. I've got myself a Vindicator and a Land Rover.
I don't with this, I need to get this.
Got the Crusader out, we'll have a look at this.
I need to get something clear before
What's
we look
this?
at these. You say you haven't been doing much hobbying and stuff.
Steve's new addition to his Ultramarine.
We love it.
Lovely.
You
That.
say you haven't been doing much hobby, but then you've just put up a post of the full half of the Eldritch Omen box set fully painted.
We'll go into that into hobby hacks, mate.
That's
what we'll
fair.
do.
That's fair. That's
But
fair.
I have been actually, as you've just seen there tonight, prior to coming on stream, I have been doing that Necron monolith as well. I've been working on that. So
Yeah,
a little bit
like
on
man,
that.
I spray paint this in the dark.
And also been diligently strapped to the PC, working on our next one. Right.
Has anyone injected any comments? What's happening on the comment for now?
Ooh, Land Raider, Steve.
It is a Land Raider.
It is a Land Raider.
Question marks there.
Show up the other one.
Crusader.
Show up the other one's loads better.
Vindicator. You don't like the Land Raider?
No, I'm not bothered. But this thing looks like you could take it to war or go on a building site. It is immense.
Well, have one of those. You can do both. You can build and go to war, mate.
You can destroy shit then clean it up.
Fantastic.
So
that's
I love that.
Basically, I've been doing very little, and life's been getting.
That's not fair. You've been doing stuff behind the scenes like slides and video editing and stuff. All the magic.
We're getting there. We've had a few technical bits go off as well, but we're there. So that's what we've been doing, guys, girls. Let us know what you've been working on model-wise in the comments. Steve, I know you've been making trees, butters.
Is Jono in the chat yet?
I don't think Jono's jumped in yet. I don't know if he's plumbed in with his new house.
Oh.
That'll
I
work.
guarantee you, Jono, I'll answer for Jono. This week I've been sculpting beards out of green stuff.
Sculpting beards.
Been liking Jono's work on his Wolfguard.
Yeah. That's nice what he's been doing.
He will stick a beard on anything.
Stand still, he'll put a beard on it.
If you stand still, we've all got beards, but we'll end up with green stuff.
With green beards like that. Yeah. Right. So yeah, you've been going through the Tau Codex, as we said. Is there anything else that's jumped out on you apart from those little shenanigans?
So obviously I'm putting my 500 points together.
Yes, for Crusade.
Crusade. It was like I couldn't. It took us ages to decide what I wanted to use because like the Tau stratagems are just insane, and like trying to bring it all together to get exactly what I want. But like there was one particular one that I thought was quite good that I didn't think it was mentioned, but everyone was talking about the railgun.
Yeah,
how good that was.
Did that end up being the best gun in the Codex?
Yes.
Yeah, it had to be, didn't it?
So you know the Storm Surge, how it's got the pulse blast cannon that was like the second biggest thing.
Stupid.
So you can upgrade that to the some big
super
pulse driver cannon for an extra 20 points or something. But that's not
worth it, isn't it?
Like I couldn't see the benefit.
Is it more versatile, maybe?
I can't remember. I just remember looking at it going, oh, that's a bit disappointing.
Well, I thought I spent 20 points.
Yeah, but pulse driver cannon is the main one. But yeah, so the railgun. It's meant for like single target demolition stuff. But it's actually got a rule stratagem for horde armies.
Yes. We covered this last time.
We did cover this.
It's like chucks mortal wounds on multiple targets.
Yeah, on a 4+, yeah.
Dirty. Oh, there he is. He's John O's in. Just a quick visit. I'm off out to meet a friend. Hello, John O. Enjoy yourself.
Committed to the channel.
Yeah. Are we not your friends? Are we not more important, John O? I'll see how it is.
It's about standards. But you have a good night, John O, son.
Enjoy, mate.
Wherever it may take you.
That's the one. And
you'll be able to catch back up on this because we're going up anyway, won't it?
Badders has been starting on his Necrons.
I thought he was doing his crazy Marines.
He's going to Weatherspoons with a lady friend, he says. John O.
My God.
Yeah, he's letting the team down here.
I don't know. I think they might be doing it right.
Yeah, actually, probably. Enjoy, John. Have a pint on us. Well, not on us, because I'm not swapping money for it.
Unless you send us your table number, then we'll send over some.
Yes, if I get
a big bowl of
from John O. Table number 34.
A big bowl of broccoli we'll send over.
So yeah, anything else that really jumped out in the Tau Codex that once you've really fine-tooth combed it? Anything there else?
Like my devilfish that I used before in battles has got an extra stratagem which makes them pretty useful now. So I like to drop off breacher teams up close near objectives because they're really good with the pulse carbines at close range.
Yeah, short range guns.
Yeah, they get double the damage. So the devilfish, which drops them off, has a rule like a sensory, onboard sensors stratagem for one command point. It lets you re-roll failed hits as well with them. So that's if they're within 6 inches.
Also gives an aura to the devilfish.
So that's pretty awesome.
That's dirty, isn't it?
For the breaches.
We don't need to make Tau anymore.
Nice little cheeky one.
Badders has also been finishing the Soul Drinkers squad.
That's them, the Soul
Oh
Drinkers.
yeah. Right.
Are they Chaos or regular Marines?
Okay. No. They're
the loyalists.
Imperial.
Everyone
The
calm down.
question of
I can jump on it there. Imperial. They're Imperial, aren't they?
They don't sound very nice, don't they?
No, they don't
Just
really.
like
I think they're Blood Angels offshot or something. Similar to what John always done with Angel Sanguine and what have you. So, yeah. So, that takes us very nicely then. You were mentioned there, auras and what happens. The Eldari Combat Patrol box set is up for, is it on order now, is it? Or, yeah, pre-order last weekend, wasn't it, for that?
I'm not sure about the Combat Patrol.
I think they just showed you what was in it. I don't think they said when.
Did they not?
We could be wrong.
Because they haven't even released a date for the Thousand Suns and the Grey Knights one yet, and that came out. They released.
They want to get their acts together on these combat.
But they have released Guardians, haven't they?
Yeah, they're all out now. You can buy them now in the stores. Yeah.
You'll be heading for the shops.
There's a purchase.
Dark Reapers, Morgan Ra, Guardians, the Codex, the Dice, they're all out now to buy.
Morgan Ra with his amazing fucking power stance.
The Monk Top.
He's a big lad, isn't he? With that big old, what's it called?
Mate, someone needs to.
Air guitar shuriken cannon.
Air guitar shuriken.
Someone needs to green stuff by electric guitar and tell them that.
Stevie thinks that the new Eldari Codex, I think the Harlequins are super strong until they get nerfed.
Yeah,
oh,
that's
really?
usually the way it goes.
Oh, that's good.
Super strong.
Oh, you haven't got it? Yeah. I hope you're enjoying reading that.
I was looking
Stevie.
forward to reading about the Harlequins actually, so that's quite good to hear.
And Jono says, she's cooking for me and a nice bottle of wine at 3. Have a great night, everyone. Oh,
thank you, man.
too,
I
mate.
appreciate it.
Enjoy, mate.
Well, Joe.
Get your free din.
Make sure to catch back up with us tomorrow.
Aye.
Backward.
So yeah, I mean, I haven't seen what's in the Combat Patrol box set for that, but what's generally in it?
So
Obviously.
it contains a squad of Guardians, a new squad of Guardians, obviously, which creates you with optional weapon platforms.
Is there enough Guardians to do both? So if you want to do Storm Guardians and the regular ones?
I believe there's only one squad of Guardians, so I think you have to pick there. So obviously, depending on what platform and stuff you go with, that could matter. So it comes with one squad of Guardians, 10 Guardians, I believe. It comes with 6 jet bikes.
6?
Oh, wow, really?
You got
Yeah.
6 number.
6. That's like quite a.
That's a lot of jet bike
bikes in a
isn't it?
box. It also comes with a Wraith Lord, which everyone has.
He's always good now.
Yeah.
And it comes with the old Farseer scope, which everyone and their brother has multiple of. I'm sure they do.
I had 2. I'll give one to you.
Yeah, it is a nice scope, but it would have been nice if it would have been nice to see the X-Arch in the box. Autarch.
The new Autarch, I thought he would have been in there.
Yeah,
but I
that would
think
have been-
everybody would have bought Eldritch Omens as an Eldari fan, so it makes sense. But then again, someone might have wanted to do a different weapon
A lot of
combination on
people,
them.
That's true.
a lot of people, when I've been on the groups and stuff, said they'll probably end up buying a few kits just because you can be that diverse. You can have them as a backfield sort of.
Do you know
Yeah.
what would have been a good shout to put in the Combat Patrol? The old Autarch that is compatible with the new one? Because then people could have made the new
That
stuff
would have been
on the old
more
one.
common sense than the Farseer, wouldn't
that's
it?
think
Would have
of
given
it,
people more
So yeah,
reason to buy.
Farseer and Red Lord, 6 jet bikes, and the Guardian squad. Which how much are these not retail?
85 quid.
80.
85.
I thought it'd been
All
about
English
60. Is that Games Workshop price?
Unless you shop third party, am I right?
Yeah, so you would probably shop it. So what stay quick maths.
60 quid. No.
So it'd be £8.50. How much you get? 20% discount?
85 quid.
Be
17
quid
quid
off.
off. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's £68. That's better, isn't it? That's more drinking.
Because I mean, they used to they were like 50 quid then, like the 60 quid, weren't they? So it's all right. But everything's went up on it.
Do we know if there's anything new with the new jet bikes compared to the 8th edition?
I've not seen the rules, mate.
And they
To
get
be
bigger
honest with
guns
you.
underneath that.
They'll probably benefit from having like a Autarch or something with them. won't
So I
they?
think I've seen some with scatter lasers on and some with shuriken cannons.
Cannons, I was just about to say, I
were
remember
limited to
cannons,
what they could
yeah.
have underneath before.
Yeah.
Yeah, quite possibly, mate. To be honest,
Very
yeah.
interesting.
But
So are you partaking in a Combat Patrol box?
I like the look, mate. I mean, I've already got one of the Wraith Lords, but I think 2 Wraith Lords is not going to hurt. The Farseer have been absolute waste. I'll never get assembled. But the new Guardians and the 6 bikes, because I've got no bikes. I've got my 3 Shroud Runners, but no like true bikes.
Yeah.
So I think, it's got quite a bit I could have fun with there. Will you invest in it?
No, because I've already got like every single
Yeah.
Eldari model already, and I've got the new Guardians. I pre-ordered them on the road.
Yeah.
Oh, well, there you go. You're ahead of the curve there. Ahead of the curve. So that's maybe £85 or £68 with your money.
What about the new Warlocks? They're out now to buy as well. You get 2 in the box for 35 quid.
Yeah,
What?
yeah. So a lot of people like say, well, I mean, I think the new Guardians, if you're playing like GW retail, 32.50, aren't they?
Yeah.
Serious,
Shit's
aren't they?
getting real on the old
Serious.
hobby in front, man.
So that segues quite nicely, since we're on the theme with Eldari webware gates.
Oh man!
Oh, yeah.
These are
I
a bit
hope
naughty,
you guys
aren't
have seen these. These are naughty.
I think it's nice when they've been doing a lot more lately, throwing terrain features in with like battles like the Death Guard with the plague furnace.
Yeah, and you've got the chaos Black Legion have the gate, chaos gate. And
So
stuff.
they?
Yeah, have you not seen? That's a big. It looks like do you remember what was the TV program where they had Teok, and it was like, I can't remember.
Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure.
You know what I mean, don't you?
The what?
Where it was the Egyptian aliens.
Oh, Stargate!
It looks like a Stargate.
What's that do? Is that
It's a Stargate, mate.
literally?
Yeah.
So that's a bit like the
Like
new...
Protoss on StarCraft. Is that what you're on about?
Oh, I don't know what you're on about there.
No, I don't know.
Some people
Don't remember Star.
Stargate, there you go.
Yeah.
Jason got it as well. Stargate.
That's it. It was weird, wasn't it?
Jason only watched it because he fancied Teok.
Was that like a weird like?
That's the big guy, and he had a little stamp on his forehead.
That's him.
Like,
yeah, like a
not
seal.
not like Rimmer.
Oh man, that's a show.
Rimmer. Yeah.
Would you play that? Would you play a miniature game set in there?
Yeah, Red Dwarf. Be fantastic. Smoke me a kip. I'll be back for breakfast.
Unbelievable.
Love it. Absolutely love it. Yeah. So
the gate, Mark.
The
What
gate.
does the gate do? Give the people home a
my
quick.
word.
give us a flavour.
Everyone's buying these now because nobody bought them before because it was just like nice scenery, wasn't it? But
Yeah,
now
yeah.
it's actually really useful. Like, so now the webware gate, I've never seen one in shops before, but everyone's buying them online.
Pictures like a myth. Isn't
You
it?
can deploy this in your deployment phase within 12 of the enemy's deployment zone or within 12 enemy models.
Yeah.
So you could stamp that on some objective markers.
Like a
basically.
midfield objective.
Aye. And literally anything, including the avatar of Cain, Wave Serpent, whatever, can come through this and gets an automatic charge, and you can't fire Overwatch against whatever comes through there.
So if it's on an objective and the enemy units are within
If they
range of that
come in
object,
with
and they're within it,
engagement range,
it's
so
an
if the
automatic
enemy-
charge.
Yeah, so if you put that there, the opponent's going to think, no, I know what's going to happen if I go near that, so I'm not going to come near that objective.
But if it's an
But-
important objective in
Yeah,
the scoring
They're
point,
going to
that's
say,
able.
but you've got to have those units in strategic reserves.
And
if
if
you
no
want to
one
come
do-
through that webware gate.
Right.
But
Okay.
here's a question. So, say, like, you do put that, and people are like, I'm just going to nowhere near that point. Can you still bring them in normally as well? Like, or can they only come through that gate?
Say that again.
No, you can still bring in strategic.
Yeah,
reserves
that's what I
on.
mean.
Oh,
Like,
yeah,
so,
yeah, yeah.
because
Yeah,
you're
basically,
just,
yeah,
like,
basically.
so you're not
That's
putting,
right,
like,
yeah.
invalidate the whole, like, half your army because
No.
no one got near the gate.
Oh, I'm not going near that game. That's it. We're done that. We're done.
Someone's going to have to come close eventually, and that's when it's going to be like.
Well, you
automatic
pick the
charge.
most important
Yeah.
objective that you think is going to be happening on the field.
Which
and
would be a
plonk it on.
midfield objective.
If you've
wouldn't
got a
it?
unit that you know an automatic charge is going to absolutely decimate them, like striking
That's
scorpions
naughtiness.
or Howling
Absolutely.
Banshees,
Change through that.
Jesus, that's going to be Holy Avatar, yeah. Wow.
You're going to
I mean,
see some play of that.
The other thing is as well is they've got to be there's two sides to the gate and they've got to be within a certain
Yeah,
distance
it's
of
going to
each
be
other.
within 3 inches of each other.
Right,
inches
okay.
of the gate, yeah.
Plus that being an Eldar or an Eldari monument, as such, will give you +1 to leadership, I believe. as well.
Yes, that's right.
Right. Okay.
The other thing is it hasn't been clarified because I haven't read the codex yet because it's at the post office.
Yeah,
But,
you mentioned that before. haven't you?
But
Hang on.
it said in the preview about it that it's
Post office.
that it's
the one at
immune
the
to
post
harm,
office.
it's immune
Yeah.
to damage, and it counts as terrain, so you can use it as light, heavy cover as well. So if you're using the Eldar, which are like fast at fight and retreating, they could technically retreat back into that as cover as well. But if it's immune to harm, it can't be destroyed.
I was
So-
going to say because you can usually shoot such things
Yeah, I
and
thought you
do
could.
damage to them.
I think
You
because
could
I'm,
this
sure,
is-
before,
this
but
is
I don't think you can
indestructible.
now.
I'm sure the Death
It was
Guard won't be
advertised as
knackered.
immune to harm, yeah. And it said, yes, you read that right. This is immune to harm.
But technically, it's just a structure, so it should be able to be blown up in theory. But,
So
yeah.
Steve says you can place the gate in the middle of the board and have a 6 to 12 inch aura and bounce troops in, shoot straight away. It's very naughty.
Yeah.
So what's it like knowing everything, Steve? I've often wondered.
Well, it's Steve's got the codex, hasn't he?
Oh,
Because yours is
The post office. Yeah. I'll get it tomorrow though. Oh no, I won't because I'm here doing
the
some
post
videos,
office.
aren't I?
God bless Her
Can't
Majesty's
catch a break,
Postal
man.
Service.
No.
By the time you
I'll
get that
it on the way.
codex,
I'll
and
get
then
it on the
we'll
way
be
here, Steve. I'll bring it with us.
So my question to you then is, what's the points on those?
I don't know, because I haven't got the codex.
Because it's the post office.
Steve's like rubbing that in, doesn't he?
Steve, you've got the codex. What's the points on those, please? Tell me.
Yeah, this is what I'm really curious about.
If you can put the points in there, Steve, if you've got it. So tell me.
No rush, Steve. Just when you're ready, mate. Just pop
If it's
that in
not
chat
points
while we're
heavy,
still talking about it.
is it an auto include now with Eldar? In your mind's eye.
I tell you what, what's he put?
Oh, Steve watched another. It's fine. He hasn't. He's been watching other YouTube channels. See, if Mark hadn't had the post office, we could have been talking at great length about this. But yet again, the post office. No.
Look, you just chat. I'm going to do some reconnaissance.
You're going to do some reconnaissance. So yeah, that's the web we get. But regardless of the points, do you think it's important enough to put in as an auto?
Yeah.
For that,
So,
for just
100%.
that objective hogging ability.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's great.
The 9th edition is all about objectives, isn't it? So that is basically he is
It
the
really is,
win
isn't
for
it?
objective.
It really. I tell you what is a concern from what I've read online, because I also don't have the code. Mine isn't even in the post office. I just don't have it yet. But I've also there seems to be a lot of elite swell in the Eldari, the new Eldari codex. A lot of units have went to elite that weren't originally in elite swell.
Really?
Dire Avengers being one of them.
Yeah, that was a shock.
Yeah.
I think Wraith Lords are elite as well.
Yes.
There's apparently like a lot of people were twisting, saying like, oh, because obviously Force
Yeah, but
organizations.
Rangers went to troops because they were.
Yes, they
were,
did.
So yeah.
But Force organizations, the thing, isn't it? Like you've got to like fill the requirements for your battalions and stuff. So if you have a whole ton of stuff you want to take that's in elites, that's going to prove.
Oh, it's really restricted.
You should ask some questions, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
Got any shandy left?
Have I got any shandy left? No, I have beer and lemonade, man.
He has the tools for.
Oh, speaking of post office, get ready for more boxes soon, Steve.
Oh, yes.
I tell you what, excellent. Thank you very, very much. Actually, that's a good segue.
Base of materials, Steve, as I've hit you up, that base of materials, then all of my new Eldar miniatures, including this guy with the slave, this guy with the thing, it's coming awesomely handy, mate. So thank you very much.
Well, Steve, I know you've been diligent. You worked on some trees for us, but Mark, you've got something in return, haven't you? That you've been thinking about.
Is it coming from the post office, Steve?
Well, it is coming.
Don't count your chickens
It's
on that
coming
one,
from
Steve.
the post office, but it was in relation to Steve, what he sent us last month, that lovely goodie box.
Yeah, thank you, by the way,
Thank you,
Steve.
mate.
The stuff you sent us
Yes,
was
thank
just
you, mate.
absolutely
Phenomenal.
awesome, mate. Like, colossal amount of stuff. It was awesome. So one of the things you sent us, Steve, I'm going to do a painting tutorial on, because a lot of people asking us how I painted my Stormcast, and I'm going to use that same technique on this Grey Knight model you sent. So I watch out for that soon.
But Grey Knights aren't gold, Mark.
No, they're silver, mate.
Oh, you're doing the silver version.
Silver version. So there you go. There you go, Steve. Thank you very, very much for the lovely gubbins you sent our way there as well.
Appreciate you, mate.
Yeah.
Appreciate you.
See, I'm just ticking items off the list as we go on through. You see, look at this, we're done there.
You like a schedule, though, don't
I
you?
love a
Steve?
good schedule. It's fun. I love getting markers out. It makes me feel powerful. That's what it does. So, Dana, have you managed to find the points on the web? Where again?
No, man, I'm looking now.
Can you see your phone, man?
I can see it when I close one eye, mate.
So all those at home, Dean's been struggling with his eyesight a little bit. He's
It's
tight underpants.
It's coming handy with painting small models, I'll tell you that.
Just get a beer, man. I'll whichever one. I've got some on the top if you want one. One of those. So yeah.
No, I can't find a point cost for that, guys, so we're going to have to cover that.
We'll jump on that on the next one as well.
Well, Mark finally gets his
Drink the bottle up.
Jump the bottle opener. Jump the bottle opener. So the other thing that we mentioned in the previous episode of Beards and Brushstrokes, episode 2, was hobby hacks. We said, choose guys and girls at home, go and find out what is your favourite, or research a favourite hobby hack. If you found one, let us know in the comments.
I guarantee Steve will have a multitude of them.
Yeah, let us know what you found.
He's a bit savvy, Steve, isn't he?
Yous guys have been working on some hobby hacks.
I've told you I haven't. I'm just going to think of some on the spot.
Sometimes I just find them accidentally.
Shall I give you 2 minutes?
Well, I'll still think of it on the spot.
Go for it.
Right. If you want a handy transporting for your miniatures, your inventory,
Yeah.
egg box.
Egg box.
Miniature and egg box, close the lid, job's done.
Mint. You just think of that just now?
Yeah, honest to God, you've never considered that, have you?
You're just a mindsmith.
I am, man. I told you, man, I'll just perform on the night. Stephen, have you got one?
Yeah, send your miniatures to someone else to paint.
That is it. That is the greatest of hacks.
Like them tanks.
Like the tanks. Well, actually, I didn't actually send them. They had them and painted them.
Oh.
And went, yeah, would you like to buy that? I was like,
Buy a model
Yes.
for less than retail that's already painted to a good standard.
yeah.
And that's what he did.
Even better hack,
Yeah.
really. So there you go. Commission painters for the win.
Mm.
Certainly when you've got no time and you're editing and you're working and
Full-time
family
job
and
and that.
all this and the
Expendable
other.
income.
Yeah, it helps, sort of thing.
You have an actual hobby hack.
You do actually have a hobby hack, though, don't
Yeah,
you?
I don't know if people have done this before, but
Well,
I've
it's only one to
found,
find out.
because I'm terrible with my eyes unless I've got some goggles or a magnifying glass or some like lamp. But if you're trying to paint in crevices or like into like a lens or something or into a marine's eye, if you water down the paint so much so that it's more than a glaze and it's really watery, and you just drop that water
Drop it
into that
in.
crevice, it'll just seep into the crevice and it won't go around anything else. And if you just do that again and again as it dries, it'll form that color eventually and just
Which
saves you like trying to actually paint it in.
So you just keep
You
repeating
use that
it
on
to
your
build
lenses,
it.
didn't you? Your
Yeah.
lenses
So
on your toe.
It's almost like when you put a wash into a crevice and you see it just pool in.
Uh-huh.
It's like that, basically.
So you've been putting liquid into your crevice.
yeah.
Best way to do it. The best way to do it.
There we go.
Sometimes with your little, what do you call them? A little dip.
Pipette.
Pipette.
Yeah.
With pipette. So you'll just loosen it up, mix it down with like 5-to-1 type thing, so it's really watery and yeah.
I had an actual hobby hack last time. I can't remember what's the life.
It's gone, isn't it, man?
Right,
It's gone.
it is.
Hey, look, at least you actually
I'll show
you
an
attempted.
example.
Oh, I do have a hobby hack,
Go on then.
which is a hobby hack I used when I did my poxwalkers.
Go on.
Cheap base material, which you can really mess about with, is basically polyfiller. You know, like a tub of
Yeah.
polyfiller, just you buy that in the shop, you spread it on your base, and then you can imprint it with anything to add texture to it, and it'll hold the texture pretty well. Then it really holds well to spray paint, and then and picks up that texture in with a dry brush. Like all my Death Guard were done with that.
Yes.
And one of the benefits was, I don't know if you guys have seen the Death Guard base, I had like pools and little rivers running through them.
Yeah.
So you can like sculpt that because it stays wet for sculpt them in real time and like leave a little.
In real time, as it
With a
was
sort of-
drying.
Yeah, and it leaves it was perfect for it. So polyfiller for a cheap base. You can even put a little bit of rocks and stone into that. And
So it
we'll-
embeds, yeah. That makes sense.
Well, if you're making like a mud or swamp base, unbelievable. Paint, wash, dry brush was class.
I wonder if you could
One
actually
strike
mix
filler. It's awesome for that.
if you got polyfiller, because polyfiller is usually like a grey white,
Mhm.
you could just mix your colour into it.
I don't. No, I don't think that would work because it'd be like still tinged with the main colour of it. I think, mate. I
I
could be
don't know.
wrong.
I don't know if
You
it's
maybe have
poly-
to use like ink.
Yeah, so there's
Oh, is this the example of your
of the,
of your hack?
of the water-based consistency going into the. Oh God, you can't see that for the light.
No, no, you can't. It's the
You can
light.
see everything apart from the bit you can't see.
You see everything apart from the.
Looks
bit
like
in
having a
it.
disco fit there.
Yeah, you can't see.
Disco fit.
Hey,
Never
look,
mind.
As we get better with technology, we'll be able to bring some slides up for you to see. And right now.
Exposed on Steve's massive ring light above the.
Steve X hobby hack. I got £1 land, £1
1
pound land for grout. It's brilliant for all kinds of stuff.
Well, it's very similar to mine, that isn't it? It's very similar to mine.
Like grouting in the first.
Great mind, Steve. Great mind.
Yeah, there we go.
Toothpicks for fine details. Yeah. That's
Yeah.
a good one. Yeah.
Toothpicks and fine details. It's another good hobby.
That'll be a badder's tip, that is it?
It is. How did you know that?
Yeah, well, he seems the type to get
It's the
the
kind of one who
stuff.
plays with a toothpick in any
Yeah,
case,
yeah.
is it? There we go. So yeah, hobby hacks. I'm pretty useless on hobby hacks because I just do it.
You need to paint more to discover.
Do
these
you know?
things,
I
yeah.
just wish I could paint more.
I just don't have the time as I spend hours scrolling through social media. That's my biggest trap, and I realised.
Yeah, on social media.
When I paint now, I put my phone into the room. Usually go and stick them on charge out the way.
So you're nowhere near a device.
Yeah, because like it's you're amazed how much time you spend hobbying. You spend pulling your phone out your pocket and looking at stuff.
Yeah.
Right.
yeah.
So I mean,
There's
Do-
almost
do-
another hack.
do you paint? Do you have like back reps on, or do you have paint tutorials?
I
that
have
you want?
Warhammer TV on a lot, but then
Ah.
the episodes and the whole content of Warhammer TV is finished by the time I've got my web palette out. So normally I watch like anything on YouTube or.
See, I don't.
Barbara.
No,
I
but you
don't watch-
you haven't got Warhammer TV, have you?
No, I mean, like I'll watch YouTube, but I won't watch anything I've got to watch. I'll put like an arch video on with law where I just listen to it. Or
Yeah.
an audio book.
That's a good
Audiobooks
idea,
are really good to get
You
through.
know, yeah, because I always never have, like I say, I've never got time to read. I have, but and I keep talking myself out of audiobooks because I like to have a book. But if I put one on the way to work or while I was painting, I could get through me back.
I've never done an audiobook.
So much quicker.
Never.
Nah,
Oh,
but I
Oh, you
should.
should.
I get
Yeah,
stressed
good.
about the amount of books I've got.
Some
to
good
read.
narrators on the horror series.
Voice acting is
Yeah,
incredible.
there's some.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
100%.
I tried Legion on audiobook, and after like one paragraph, I was like, nah, I don't like your voice.
Really?
Yeah. And I
Threw the
book.
headphones up
I'm
and
glad I did, 'cause
discussed.
it was the best horror heresy book I've read, Legion. So I'm
Yeah.
glad
I
did.
I really enjoy audiobooks more, especially with my eyes.
Yeah.
It's a little bonus.
So, I mean, generally, what is it when at home? Do the badders put YouTube on for the background or a bit of music? I'm the same. I'll put a bit of music on.
Well, just a bit like a back or a bit of a Frederick Chopin probably we used to
A
imagine.
bit of Mozart or Beethoven. No, not really. A bit of metal. We get a bit of metal.
Oh, yeah. Oh, you don't want to be headbanging when you're painting 5 days.
You just have a little nod going like that. The
But
problem is,
you're probably better for something like a bit of Sigur Rós
The
or
problem-
something, a bit like chill.
the problem is I like the audiobooks, but what I found when I was painting, I have my headphones on and I'll be listening to an audiobook because I'm concentrating so much on the model, I'm not hearing the story. It's not going in.
Yeah.
So I have to then literally rewind it about 5 minutes because I've been concentrating so hard on one bit.
How hard do you concentrate where you
So
lose the ability to
If I
hear?
really focus, it'll do itself without me applying any paint type thing.
Having that tickle and listening to the story, and I just like my hands just do.
No, I'm like with my goggles on and like that.
But if you can remember the last time you touched a model or
I
something.
know, mate. It's a real absolute.
Back with the old GW pots back then.
Yeah, it was indeed, mate.
What, the twist off caps.
It's
Isn't it?
all
Horrendous.
OP, out of
Horrendous.
production. They're all die cast. That's when I was painting.
I was over my mate Jez. They have some like 30-year-old bottles of paint, like the ones where like the mad like kills.
Yeah. Or the sun.
And
Oh,
they
yeah.
still
Oh, yeah.
work. They're still alive and still grafting. I don't
Never.
get
Just
it.
using that very
But then-
sparingly.
Because of that time there was in storage out the way.
Yeah.
But like it's still fluid. Like, but some of the paints that I've got, I don't know why I've just not been shutting them, but like I've had them 2 months open up and it's just like a paint cake.
Well, you're
in the
supposed to
bottom.
pick that out, you know, and so you can reseal properly. and
Yeah, I
stuff
think
like
that's
that.
what I've been going wrong.
Yeah, it's probably half those paints on there need that doing. Also, the damn good bloody shit.
And
as well.
then I had an instant before I told you where with the cats, without like that notch, and if it goes past that notch,
Yeah.
it's like a
It
nightmare.
locks out.
And I'd like just messing about with it, and it splattered brown paint up. It looked like I've been mountain biking. Do you know what I mean? Mountain biking. That's what it looked like.
Trail biking.
And mate, how hard is acrylic paint to get off your skin?
Yeah.
So Stevie apparently is working on a spaceport for us.
That's fair.
A spaceport. I've seen it as well. I've seen some of the images. Looks,
I tell you what, you give that man a glue gun and some egg cartons, and you watch
will
what he can do.
construct anything, this lad. He's a miracle worker, so we do appreciate it.
Yeah,
Steve.
definitely. Steve.
That's Hobby Hacks. Mention your Hobby Hacks. Anyone else can think of some for next episode? The funkier, the better. We want it. In fact, let's put an inflection on it. The wackiest hobby hack.
Yeah.
Wackiest hobby hack. Go and find the wackiest hobby hack you can find. I mean, like literally so stupid. You're like, that's genius, but stupid.
I was watching a Miniac video the other day, and he was on about like different blending techniques, and he was on about a weird one where it's like he uses spit, like he'll put some paint on,
Mm-hmm.
and then he'll like
Yeah.
lick the paint off his brush, but there's still a little bit of residual paint and saliva, and when you're doing like blends, it like.
I'll do that.
But he also didn't advise doing it because ingesting a large amount of acrylic paint probably not best for you because some of
No.
the paints are actually toxic.
Well, you know, if as you work and I've seen that one as well because that's where I've picked it up from.
Yeah.
And you watch what he's doing. He's putting his base on and then actually just he's just nipping the paint off and then he's just pulling it like that,
And
without washing it or anything.
it does like a genuine blend.
So his internal lining of his stomach will be all sorts of different colours.
Have you boys ever like messed about with like proper like glaze and like glazing something up from
Yeah.
like is it
Mark's
Nightmare.
very good at
it
glazing.
take ages?
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought
It only takes as long as you want it to take, to be fair, because you can get it to look good by doing just a basic glaze, you know. But
Mhm.
then if you're just stupid
I
and
tell
you
you-
get really, really thin layers and just do it once,
I tell you what
like,
happened.
you
Build
can
and
do that
build
about
and
40
build and build.
times.
Yeah.
my head batter was the physics of like where the brushstroke ends because apparently there's more pigment deposited where the end
Where
of the
it ends,
brushstroke than the
yeah.
start. So it's all about like say if you want to add like a brighter colour or a dark colour here, you'd start here and go across to it and like lift the brush up there and that'll
Pulling away. Is it pulling away,
Yeah,
isn't
so
it?
If say you had a dark blue there and a light blue there, you would mix those two colours together, and draw your brush there and then to there, so it meets
So
in
it
the middle.
pulls the colours together.
So
Yeah,
don't do it that way, because then it'll pool at the end.
Ah, right.
Again,
Okay, so
you
you're
just
not
do it
aware
in
you
between.
too.
Yeah.
But where you lift your brush, guys.
Yes.
But that's something I want to play with at some point. I've never really bothered too much with glazing and like the like.
Makes you want to quit the hobby.
Yeah, I can imagine. It sounds infuriating.
Well, Steve says he's managed to put some trees together, incling a loofah, wire spray glue, sawdust, and
Oh yeah, he mentioned some
Is
loofah.
Is it a new one?
I hope it is.
Oh yeah.
New loofah.
Or did
Brown trees, isn't it?
Did you use it a bit to get a bit of natural weather?
Autumn trees.
So hobby hacks for next ones. We want to see wacky hobby hacks. The wackier, the better. Please do mention those, and I'll look for this time. As always, Bead and Brushstroke is the first Sunday of every month. So just set your calendar in your iPhone.
Will that ever throw us off though with the way months work? Like 1 month could we like be?
Steve says you've got a message. You need to check
Dane
your phone.
said, Steve sending you rude messages, man.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we'll take that. Hobby hacks.
I like this live interaction with messages.
We should.
Oh, Stephen, I don't think you're supposed to bend that way, mate. I don't know what's going on there. Lad, he's like a human
mate.
pretzel.
So that. Jesus.
Is that not fit for human consumption? Is it not?
Is that loofah, Steve?
Is that a loofah?
That gen looks like tree coverage. If that was great, but
Stay, they are absolutely fantastic, mate.
it does look like clumps of like bush like a tree. Yeah.
Wow,
So I thought he's been to Tesco's and bought a load of broccoli. Just
I want to see this spaceport now. Like
spaceport.
I'm curious about the space part. Like I am.
Spaceport. He's got all sorts of mad little things going off as well, haven't you, Steve? It'll be great. Can't wait to see it. Talking about space and ports, and then technological advances.
You're really reaching for a segue.
I am. I'm trying to segue. I'm really bad at segueing. In fact, the segue has lost a wheel. Just bear with us.
Okay.
You know,
I'm hovering it in.
Yeah.
PC
It's set
game.
on Spaceport.
Is it really? We're going to talk about some PC games.
Not necessarily specifically PC games, because at least one of them will be out on consoles. I'm excited about that. But start with
go on
the
then.
other
So
one
there's a
first.
couple that are coming up, isn't there?
Aye. Do you
Yeah.
play a game, Steve?
No, I don't have time, man.
You might want to start.
would
with this
look-
one, like,
You've got to remember,
Yes.
Steve's
I'm going to sell it to you right now.
a little bit older. Like the game Steve plays is like the metal ring with a metal stick, like a
Don't
beamish.
touch
That's
the
Steve's, yeah.
sides.
No, not even that. Joe Beamish, where you like roll it about the
Oh, the
playground.
hoops
and
with
that,
the other ones, yeah.
Oh, the throwing cleats where you have to throw the cleats
Yeah,
and bounce the ball and pick them up and stuff
yeah.
like that.
How excited he's getting about it.
Oh, man, yeah, you just stirred up memories.
Ancient, absolutely ancient. So yeah, these PC games. What's the titles? Man?
Aye, so I didn't make it. Right? Demon Hunters. It's a Grey Knights game coming out on the PC and
See, that would be
PS4, PS5, Xbox Series X.
I tell you what, have a seat. Nice folks at home. I need to go tell the folks at home and Dane.
I was going to ask you
PC
if I could
games.
go to the young man's room. Aye, so basically, it's did anyone play Mechanicus? Like, if you did, because I love that game. It's like a turn-based strategy game where you
Nope.
level up your units. and
This is
stuff
a
like
game
that.
I want. I think I'm still thinking about giving it a go because
Mechanicus.
I literally watched a review video of it about 2 weeks ago and I was like,
Mate, I thought you did the fucking when you did the narratives for one of the battle reports. I was like, that is exactly like
oh, is that
and
where you heard that
as
from?
good as the voice acting in that
Oh,
game. I was like,
beautiful.
oh wow,
Honestly, God.
it was awesome. Though.
No, but
yeah, so it's set on I don't know.
I want to
really,
use the
but-
term isometric RPG. I'm not even sure what that means.
Oh, what does
Top-down isometric. I think that means I think it is that where
Yeah.
it's like almost on a grid that you can't see that it only moves certain distances and stuff. Yeah.
Aye. So it's set like top-down strategy, turn-based game, but what I like about this is it's like the graphics look awesome, but each so it's Grey Knights against Nurgle, but they have finishing moves as well, and there's loads of varied finishing moves, so it's like proper satisfying to watch as well. Like it looks class.
You will love a good finish.
Mate, I love it because like a lot of them are very generic, you know what I mean? But this like it's proper interactive. Proper
So
gets you,
jumping
like,
back though, would you advise playing Mechanicus? Give Mechanicus a go.
Mate, Mechanicus is
Really
awesome. Yeah. If you like strategy.
But then what's the new one called? You said it's very much a similar game, but obviously it look loads better. And
Demon Hunters.
Demon
Yeah,
Hunters.
so
Yeah.
set around the Grey Knights. Don't know too much, but you can level up your individual units, get them better gear. You fight bosses at the end of the levels. But yeah, the combat
Should
looks
be
awesome.
tasty.
The combat look, and even like say if you threw a grenade, that grenade would go in slow motion. It would zoom in on the grenade as it was flying through the air.
Oh, it's
And
like
like,
Hogs of War back in the day.
mint. It looks just class. The animations are minting it like.
The other game, which we're excited about,
I was supposed to be selling Steve this game, and he's just left the room.
I know, mate. We'll watch it back tomorrow.
It's not
morning.
that beam a shoot
No.
game, is it?
No, it's not chucking cups in balls into cups. And the other game that I'm very excited about as well is the new game coming out by Fat Shark, who did the original Vermintide game, which was a tremendous Left 4 Dead style of game. And they are doing an iteration in the 41st millennium. And you said it's all. We watched the trailer. It's set in like the.
It's like the Underhive.
Yeah.
It's very, very Necromunda vibes.
So it looks like they're very much same mechanics as Vermintide, but obviously the 40k setting, which is phenomenal.
Yeah, it looks good.
So which one? Just jumping in here. Which one was the one that you showed us, like Call of Duty, put in Warhammer?
Dark Tide. That's what we just started talking about.
Well, I tell you, we're gonna have to get ourselves on that.
The
I don't know how to work.
The thing I've always liked about those games is when the melee weapons, like the impact, especially when you see the hammer hitting something, it's like proper, like it's proper satisfying. It looks like it bounces off stuff.
Yeah, it's got
like
there's not many games get that right where there's weight in the
that's right. It doesn't just like go through the thing. It like actually like
Morrowind in the back of the day.
Yeah.
So
it randomly hit every 15 hits.
Oblivion Online.
So Badders apparently already has Demon Hunters.
He's got it ordered.
He's got it ordery.
Oh, as bad as a game.
It's out in May.
Yeah, Jason likes his
There's a few strings to Badders ball, like, isn't he?
Which is the one that's coming on the Switch, though. I might have to go and invest in the Switch for that, like.
It's not. There's rumour that Demon Hunters is coming out on the Switch because Mechanicus was out on the Switch, but they probably will port it eventually, unless they are. I don't know. But
Oculus 2 Battle Sisters is quite good.
I bought my son an Oculus Quest 2.
Oh, is that where you like?
Is that
play
the
as a Sister of Battle in VR?
Yeah.
So. I bought my son a VR headset, and it made me feel hella old. Playing Beat Saber, musical game with lightsabers.
What?
You have to sit
but
down.
it is really like submersive because obviously it's all over you like a bad suit. You're amongst
really.
Like, oh man,
get them all fit.
I wouldn't dare play like Call of Duty or someone who will never end up buying a poppy. Honestly, I would.
So when they drop that?
May for Demon Hunters. I don't know about Dark Tide. I don't think it's got released.
I don't think there's a word like that, but there's plenty of drum up. But I did hear it was this year, 2022, but you don't know with these game companies.
No.
You don't even know if you're going to get a finished game half the time, do you?
No, Games Workshop, you'll get to a point and it'll be like, oh, now you have to buy part 2.
Man.
Just to drop it in.
They brought one out, which was an Age of Sigmar game called Storm
Tide.
It's where you're the Stormcast Eternals, or you can play as the Nighthaunt or something else. And it was turn-based, but it was hyped up. It was looking really good. And then when I played it, I was like,
was it not?
It's an absolute potato.
Demon Hunters looks promising. Like the Demon Hunters one looks really, really good.
And that's the one he showed us earlier. That's the one that was on the clip that you showed us earlier.
So we're not saying Mark for a few days.
No, he'll be disappearing.
Just set myself up in heat staying on yourself.
Just knock yourself out, mate. It'll be all right. So that's your little regular slot there. I'll let you jump back over.
Oh, I wonder how long it'll be before you drag you out. Look at me scrubbing stuff off the bottom.
That's my job.
This is my job.
You got attached to that chair then, didn't you? You look really comfortable.
That's Mark's PC.
Gaming corner.
Gaming corner. Don't have to get your little theme tune and everything.
Yeah, I like a theme. Remember Games Master back in the day?
With Patrick Miller.
Oh man.
Patrick Miller.
Space Hulk Tactics is good as well on the Xbox. Oh, I've got that. It's on PlayStation Plus. Like you can download it free. But I've
What's
tried
that?
It actually.
Space
Hulk Tactics.
Space Hulk.
Oh, Space Hulk.
Oh no, it came with that. There was an episode of White Dwarf that came out with free Steam codes for loads of games.
Did it?
That one was one.
Is that Deathwing versus Jinster?
No, that's Space Hulk Deathwing.
There you go. See now when you
That's
talk
like Vermintide, but shit.
See,
it's like Vermintide, but shit.
It doesn't have that. It's like Morrowind, isn't it?
See when you talk Space Hulk to me, I remember playing Space Hulk when it came out.
The old board game.
The board game. Yeah.
Was that Jane Steelers versus?
That was Jane Steelers versus just Terminators. It was
at
the time. Blood Angels, I think it was.
Was not Dark Angels?
No, Blood Angels.
Really?
I'm pretty sure it was Blood Angels.
You're right.
Yeah, because you had the little.
I remember the artwork.
The little checker board thing, and you just have to plug in for wounds and weapon upgrades and stuff. And the J-Stays come tearing down. Or you put like a corridor on, and you're like, I think it was you like roll a dice or something like that, and then it put like a random corridor in, and then you'd go down that, and then it'd be J-Stays and stuff.
Well, pirates and stuff.
It's almost like Necromunda now, isn't it? Like
Yeah, well, I don't stuff like
Well,
that.
I know it's almost off topic, but I have purchased a Necromunda crew, and I'm
Have you?
about to assemble them and get. We both gonna have a go at that.
Yeah, we both bought something like
Is that something that's going to be occurring, Necromunda? Is this?
I went with the Goliath gang because they look like roidheads with mohawks.
Yeah, it was Blood Angels. Yes.
And while we're gaming, another two quick games I mentioned I played. One was Inquisitor Martyr.
It's like Diablo, isn't it?
It had so much potential, but it gets really
I
flat.
just thought it was ridiculous how you just sawed a wave serpent to death. And like, what?
Just but like it was one of the ones that had potential. Like the setting was good, the everything, but nah. And another game that is fun for pick up and play, if you're interested, is Blood Bowl 2.
Oh, is it?
I've also got a set of some high elf Blood Bowl team to assemble.
Really?
Mate, my fingers in so many pies. I don't know what I'm doing.
Jez is a big proponent of Blood Bowl, isn't he?
He did go through some blood. Young Jeremy is currently banging to. Is it Titanicus?
Oh yeah,
That was another free game.
No. Game like the actual models. Where it's like Titans, but smaller.
Adeptus Titanicus, yeah.
Yeah, like smaller versions of Titan.
Yeah.
He's on printing out like a cityscape, and that looks unreal, like on smaller scale.
Really?
But he said that is a really fun game to play, like genuinely fun, because the rules are all crazy. Like you can damage them, and they'll have like weapons go offline and stuff. And if your reactor takes so much damage, you've got to like roll to see it explode and stuff. It sounds fun. So that could be an idea. Of some we could get on the channel.
Yeah.
Like if you guys want to see any game systems that are feasible for us to do, I mean, we've mentioned obviously we do 40k. We're doing Crusade side of 40k. We've mentioned Kill Team. We've
Yes.
just been talking about
Yeah,
Kill Team.
Obviously, it's got to be Warhammer related.
Yeah, we're not just.
Why don't we write, like, if we decide to do Kill Team, why don't we write every Kill Team possible on, like, a little raffle bits of paper, chuck them in a bucket, and we all pick one out each as to what
Oh, legendary.
Kill Team. That means that could
we'll do that on the next.
Yeah. I'm getting for some of that.
Yeah, let's do that.
I mean, we'll fix it to all get what we want, but it'd be nice if you
yeah.
I definitely won't pick Harlequins when I pick my piece of paper out.
You definitely won't pick Harlequins.
100%. The one pink bit of paper.
It's slightly off beige paper.
I'm picking first.
If anybody noticed, the next month's White Dwarf's just been previewed, and it's got rules for Harlequins in Kill Team in the next White Dwarf.
Not just Harlequins in Kill Team.
No, who else?
Corsairs.
Yes.
Oh yes, they're a
Corsairs
pre-order
are
on
coming to
Saturday.
Kill Team, and the
Saturday.
models look. And you know me, I'm not one for swearing much. They look
Eldari
bloody
Corsairs
lovely.
bring pirate sighters and plenty of guns to your games of Warhammer 40k and also Kill Team, I believe.
Mate, they had me a pirate psyker. I'm not going to lie, they had us over a
Pirate Psyker.
But then reading the words pirate psyker was like them chucking us over a bench. Honestly, it was. I was like, yeah, I can get amongst that.
Yeah.
But I think Kill Team could be a nice short form. I mean, how long does an average Kill Team?
I've played a few games of Kill Team before with Ant, and 40 minutes tops.
That could be nice, digestible. It's still set in the set. I think, and I think you go a little bit like.
It's a skirmish game, isn't it?
Do things level up?
Well, technically, 40k is a skirmish game. This is a skirmish.
Is it? Fuck.
It is.
Aye, when you do the last game you had. Am I right?
No spoilers there. 40k Monopoly, Steve says. Do not pass the warp every time you pass Cadia.
Next project, Steve, make us a 40k Monopoly board, all personalised with cards and everything.
Yeah,
I'll be impressed with that. You are a bit of a dude for stuff.
I tell you what, if you ask Steve, he shall produce it. It's as simple as that.
His mind's ticking away now.
So tell you the
Can
other
you produce me and Matt a couple of warp gates, Steve?
Web wickets.
That's it, warp gates. Jesus.
I tell you another game that I'd really like.
What doesn't he drank before? What?
And it was Games Workshop related, but I think it was Mills and Boons when it first came out as well.
Sorry?
Mills and Boons.
I've read Mills and Boons.
No.
Basically, it was back in the day erotic novels for women to read. Always had to give big, massive strap.
Oh, I'm thinking the wrong name. Can you
You
remember
100% are.
That's Boris Rippers, isn't it? Mills and Boons. Boris Rippers.
Mills and Boons.
I'm
I'll
not
just
into
get
Boris
my
Rippers.
shout.
I'd rather go on the hub. MB games and NES. Hero Quest. Now you can get all the copies of Hero Quest. It was a fantastic game.
Is it a fantastic game or is it nostalgia?
No, it was fantastic. So you could play.
That's a good.
Because sometimes.
Well, it was nostalgically fantastic. There you go.
Have you ever done that though? When you remember something from your childhood, not like your uncle telling you to come in the closet or nothing like that, but you remember something from your childhood, that's like was really positive.
Yeah.
And then when you go back to revisit it, you're like, oh wow! Like you remember in games, you remember the graphics being better. It's weird.
Yeah.
What's that about?
Yeah. And then when you go back to play it again, you're looking at it now and you're like, eh?
You just want to put your foot through the table. You just want to you want to wash yourself. It'll be like that when you play.
Strangely, it was a similar kind of feeling when I started playing 40k again. But last time I played 40k was second edition.
Was it black and white last time?
It was, yeah. Scrolls
I like silent movies. Steve's turn one.
Oh, bloody hell. Right. I love you. No.
Sorry, mate. I can't help it.
Have fun. No, honestly, like second edition, and then I came back like it was 8th. I came back.
Well, you hadn't played since second.
Yeah.
When we start playing again.
Yeah, I hadn't played, but in second you had like refractor fields and displacer fields. Terminators used to teleport in, and for them to hit.
Don't they teleport out?
No, but the difference was you had 2 die, and you had one that had
scatter dice.
Scatter dice. So you'd roll that, and it'd tell you, oh, the Terminators have just deviated by that amount, and oh, they're into another enemy unit. They're dead, or they've run a brick wall. They're dead.
Yeah.
Well, the first time I ever proper played 40k was 8th edition. About the time you got it, because you sort of dragged me back into it.
That's right.
But it's not the first Games Workshop box or rule book I've owned. I've owned loads over the year. I used to buy them. Oh God, yeah, read the rule book over again.
Yeah.
And I never had anyone to play with. And I tried to get my mate to play it. It was like just into Champ Manager, and he didn't. I was like.
That's literally been me until I met you.
Yeah. So I wonder how many people are in that sphere.
Yeah. Well, they're like lost souls floating.
Like a gravitas towards something, but then like never have anyone like-minded because, yeah.
I know what you mean.
The first time I come across anything Warhammer related was I was in year 6 at school, so that was probably like 10.
I'm glad you put Warhammer related in there. The praise. I'm glad the last time I came across anything at school.
I remember in GCSE art as well. I drew. Do you remember? I think it was the 2nd or 3rd edition Eldar Codex, the Die Revenger standard on a thing that was like all colourful. It was like blue and yellow and stuff.
Yeah.
I drew that set with like Durham City in the background of that, and he was stood on a hill. Like everyone was like, "What's that? That's amazing. That was class." I was like, "Oh, just something I did, you know." Because I didn't want to admit that I was into Warhammer.
Yeah.
I didn't know anyone else that did
the
it.
first time I came across the hobby was fantasy. I was at school, and you know, like we used to have like show and tell things. Like some people brought in, it was like a red dragon. And I was like, "Oh, what's that?"
Oh, what's one of them?
That sort of piqued me interest a bit. And then I bought. My brother were at Durham Marketplace. You know that toy shop that's Dyer. They used to
still sell them. I was there the other day. They have a little corner at the bottom where there's a box of Grey Knight Strike Team. It's still there. It's there every week.
And my brother bought the old fantasy
personal there, man.
10 lizard men skinks in a box.
Oh,
and I bought a box of 8 beast men, like
Beastmen,
generic gold thing. And we both painted them up. And mine looked like I painted them with a fucking paintball gun. You've never seen those. I was like, no base coat, no undercoat, no primer. Like painting, like just dipping that brush straight in the pot. And that was back when that paint was viscous, lad. It was.
Do you ever want to watch a video of your young self painting and just go, no?
Oh,
what are you doing?
Well, you should have. Like, I'd love to still have them. Just see the clip of them. And that was back when everyone.
Didn't you straight up?
Yeah. Oh mate, and like dipping like half the furrow, like was that when the
it's on your hand and stuff like that.
Destroying that brush.
I tell you what was really nice. There was a model in the bottom of that cabinet, and Anth very kindly went through all these models, and that is a model that I painted.
Which one's
the librarian with the arm missing.
Get that librarian out with the arm missing.
I painted that when I was 12, and I was like,
sorry, mate,
blast from the past.
In out that cabinet like a fiddler's elbow tonight.
And in and out.
But I tell you what I was thinking. Remember back then when everyone used just to goblin green the bases?
Yeah.
Like all over.
I mean, that's a 12-year-old effort.
It looks like.
Not too bad.
Oh, mate, that's like
No,
a golden
maybe it's
demon when they compared the piece of shit I painted. But I remember the first time I got the, you boys will know this, which edition of 40k had that Black Templar cover work on the book? The iconic Black Templar cover, Mark, that was being recently kicking about again. Do you know where it's like?
Yeah, the Castellan.
Yeah, do you know which edition had that on the rule book?
It was
I want to say fourth, but I don't know how accurate that is.
yeah, because they released it as a box of Black Templars and
Dark Eldar.
Dark Eldar.
Yeah.
They re-released it again to order.
But I remember I bought that, and that was when I first started like, ooh, and I painted up all my Black Templars. They look shit as well. I've tried to freehand the thing on the shoulders.
Oh, the cross.
Oh,
yeah,
man.
oh, lad. Stevie says, I got into 40k in the army. Yes, you're in the army, mate.
A lot of people did, didn't they?
Yeah. Second edition, but played more Dungeons and Dragons. Then 18 months ago, got back into it. I've gone mental hard. 7 armies and all the terrain. I think it was the 4th edition, says Steve. Yeah, I mean, you seem to have hit the ground running, haven't you, Steve?
I think a lot of like ex-service personnel or current service personnel have a similar thing. It seems to be like a thing. Like,
yeah.
Like Jono, I believe he touched on Warhammer when he was.
Yes, he was. Yeah.
And did your?
Oh, Jason did. Yeah.
Yeah, so the first time he come across the hobby. So. Yeah.
Well, no, actually, Jason stole when I packed in first time around. He stole a load of mine, and then sold them.
I suppose if you have some downtime and everyone's
drinking.
together, that'd be awesome, man. Like if you had like a few of you into it.
Oh, yeah, in the army.
In the army, doing war and playing war.
In Afghanistan, playing with machine guns going off over your head.
In the 41st millennium.
Aye, that's a game in a war zone. So, Eldritch Omens then. Eldritch Omens.
We did touch on this earlier, but it is phenomenal.
So you've got your models built and one done, and we put a post up on our social media of Dean's. What is it you painted?
It's a ranger, son.
A ranger, and you've done a fantastic job on his camera cloak, mate. And the colour scheme that you've got going off really suits him really well.
What about that static grass on the base?
I know, it's lovely neon grass that as well.
Yeah,
neon grass.
No, but like I say, I just did that was my test model, and I figured out a few things like to paint the fucking cloak before anything else. Jesus Christ, it touches everything.
Yeah.
Like when you did it between the legs to get the inside. That was impressive.
Just like it seemed to touch everything else. So when I painted the first car, I painted the colour shift armour first.
Yeah.
And then that armour touches the cloak everywhere. So and then painted the camo on top. That was a nightmare. So now we paint the cloaks first and then we do everything after. 100%.
Lesson learned there. But
did you paint it fully assembled as well?
Mm-hmm. One thing I did do though when I put together me shroud runners, I haven't put the guys in the seats. I'm going to do them.
What are they fiddly to build? Are they?
Don't even build them, mate. I swear to God, don't even do it. It was absolute ball ache to build. Like I built the first rider, and then another learning curve.
Was that the backseat rider on the front?
Front seat right this one. And so I put him in, sat him perfect in his seat with his fucking hands in the air like on a roller coaster. The guy's on a roller coaster. So another joys of seat was snapped his arms off, and then. For all the others, I assembled the rest of the model, sat him in his seat, put his hands on the handlebars, then glued them onto him. But so that's going to be my next project after I've done my ranges.
Pass them in there, please, Mark. Steve just mentioned there, are we happy with everything that you sent so far? Steve, we do not expect anyone to send us anything, but we do really appreciate everything you sent us.
Without trying to not put any spoilers for the Crusade, but them Necrons, much further down the line, they're going to come in very handy.
Very handy.
You have no idea how amazing they are. And like I said, the base material for me has been incredible. Like I've never really. I mean, it was just nice not to use polyfiller for a change. But yeah, just literally all I did with them because Steve sent like a mix of like all sorts, but there was one really good one where it was like sand to quite thick bits of gravel, random.
I thought it was coffee you sent in a jar, actually. I was going to make myself a brew.
You boys look tired. You wouldn't want to drink that.
Oh, there's gravy in there as well.
Well, literally all I did, I don't know if you guys probably done this, just put a healthy amount of PVA glue on and just swooshed it round it in the tub, popped it out, tapped it off, and then...
Really?
As you can see, that base, that's just, like, say, all the random bits of rock and stuff. And I think...
Those bases are popping. I love that neon static grass. So actually, if you check our social media out on Facebook and Instagram, we just put a post up tonight of Dean's work in process model there, the Eldari.
And have you all finished Eldritch Omen?
Well, Eldritch Omens as well. Yeah, again, going back to the hobby hack, get a commission painter.
Yeah.
So I literally just got mine out of the box, went, Dean, there's your half.
I think those
I came back to mine half, put it back in the box,
Hey,
sent the box to someone.
here's a project I've got for you. I want you to buy something, not something you already own, but something you really like, which stirs up a bit of excitement about painting
Like a
in you. No, not.
Oh, please don't.
I specifically want you to buy something, and I just want you to paint that to a good tabletop standard without over-excessing on it.
Do you know what? Anthony used to have this conversation with me time and time and time.
I just want you to do it once.
Okay.
Not something like
Well, actually, I'm kind of doing that now with the monolith.
that doesn't count. It's not even
Ah,
a fully licensed DW model. You haven't even paid retail for it.
I know.
But I've
print.
say they release some of the Marines that you like look off, like a small unit. I'd just like you to paint it and see if you can see. I want to get your thoughts on what was like delving back in.
I tell you what, I will go and get the new. I want the new Gravis Captain.
No, I don't want you to get something that you're going to obsess over and put too much effort into. I just want you to get paint something table ready.
Listen, mate, there's a couple of boxes on the back of that table. There's just standard Primaris Marines, and the pinned properly, and the amount of work I put into the pulling the colours, everything, and that's just a standard Primaris. But I mean, I don't know if anyone else has this. If they're painting and you see a error, you want to go and fix it.
Yeah.
And then you just want to take your time, and by the time you've done like one leg, just highlighting, there's your night gone, and you're like, wow.
I think
And that's what happened with the band with me, and you know,
which is
I'm
why
nearly
I
there.
needed to change my towel to get
Yeah.
ready.
Don't get us wrong. I think there's a rule. There's two types of people. There's a people who's more invested in the painting, and people more as game. And there's a good meld in between.
Yeah.
But I think if you enjoy gaming and you want any hope of fielding what you paint, you're gonna you have to make some sacrifices. Which is with this, I went with there's certain things I did where I didn't want to go overly too much into obsessing.
Yeah.
So I think I can knock the rest of them out relatively quickly now. I've got the test model.
Yes, because you've done the first one. Yeah. See, I'm the same, but I mean, you know, that Eldritch Omens, the box set. So I mean, you've got the Chaos Warpsmith there. You got the Chosen. I mean, fantastic what I've done with the Chosen with the guy with the commission, because he said, "What loadouts do you want?" And I was like, I don't want them hand to hand, because like you got warp towns for stuff like that and what have you, and you got termites coming down. But I don't want them just chosen with standard bolters. So we went for combi melters all the way through.
Wow.
Sick. Yeah, man. Yeah. I'm a melter. I'm a melter.
Let me run my pox walk, isn't it? Then while we're still in the
So I mean, but the thing was, I just sent away. Yeah, I know it's not everyone can do that. I'm very lucky.
Yeah,
I know I'm very
100%,
lucky,
yeah.
and
I'm not jealous. I don't take anything away from you.
no, you fucking shit out. But at the same time, I know that I've got those back, and I'm going to be playing those, and I'm going to have fun playing those, and then I can concentrate on models like Baden eventually.
Yeah, but I think
stuff like
that's the other side of the coin, because obviously, I mean, I ain't winning any Golden David Awards, I know that, right? But the enjoyment I get out of it, like with my Death Guard, like they were absolute kerfuffle to play.
But they look fantastic though.
Yeah, but once you finish the squad, and you just feel different, put them on the table. It's hard to explain.
That was my problem. Like, you know me, like it takes me a week to paint one model because I'm just a perfectionist when it comes to painting. And I'm the same as you. If I see an error, I just want to make everything right.
Yeah.
So I had to find that middle ground.
Yeah,
like
that's a massive part of it.
So with my tower, I was just like, right, I need to find a way to paint these that I like, that is of decent standard, but also gets them on the table in time, ready for these.
And you
games.
found that with your.
And I found that with my Grimdark technique. So I just thought that's the way to do it.
But like I tell you, the biggest swing I've a point of comparison with this is like I really enjoy Tyranids, playing the Tyranids.
Yeah.
But there was a different feeling to putting the Tyranids you painted on the table to put my Death Guard, which I slaved hours over on the table.
Yeah.
It's almost, I don't know, it's
See, with the Tyranids, I kind of did that because I knew that I didn't. I mean, Tyranid hordes. Oh my god! Like, oh, he's 40-odd Jane Stealers. He's 36 Hormigants and everything else.
Really well though as well. So
that is just literally dry brushing and shading and just picking out the base colours.
Well, you
Did you paint those ones?
Yeah, all of those. Yeah.
You did this with the Necrons. We had to sit down and we broke down a stratagem to paint them to a good standard, and they actually do.
I think you need to do that with me again, because you did set the colour scheme on those Necrons, and I've, which is obviously you'll be seeing on the crusade.
And you set a little plan. You set a little plan, didn't you? And I think that helped you.
Yeah, I think you're gonna have to throw that to us. It's like almost like me editing. Dean keeps going, Steve, can you do this in editing? And I'm like, you what? I don't have like any
Mate,
skills.
like,
on these-
I mean, you know me well enough now. My mind is like, I like to think of myself like I have a similar mindset as Michael Bay. Like I say things, I'm like, Steve, want this, and then
director.
Yeah. And like I want a moth coming in with ambient light.
Oh, yeah,
like,
thanks for that,
Steve,
mate.
can you-
Did like the Dark Knight series and all that. Michael Bay.
No, I don't know. He did Transformers.
Transformers.
Yeah, but like I think of stuff, and I give you like a ludicrously detailed version of what I want sometimes, don't I? I'm like, and then
and I'm really
then
scratch me head.
He'll
about
go
it.
and be like, I don't think I can do that. I'm like, yeah, but Steve, just make it happen.
Just make it
Just
up.
make it happen.
I'll try, and then like a week will pass. Like, mate, what do you think this? And it comes out, and then so. But I think this is a life lesson. It's good to be pushed. Like I said, we've given this colour scheme a go.
Yeah.
So when you guys tune into this, you're not just getting some friend. You're getting real humble life lessons from people.
That's the one. That's the one. Oh, I just realised there's a little mic symbol there. It tells you how loud your microphone's going. Look at that. I hope everyone can hear us properly in any case.
Judging by that bar, mate, we're like we're screaming at them.
So I'm hoping that will be back with me this week for those, and that's them chalked up the list. And then I've got a box full of individual models. I'm going to be sending to them and say, pick one per month. You paint that in a box, Santa, send it back to us, please, because that is sat there like a pile of shame, and it's just sat in the box. I haven't even opened
What's
the
in
box.
like Marines and stuff and all sorts.
There's all sorts in that drawer there. There's all sorts. There's special one-off models.
in here?
Yeah. There's a box of them.
Oh, God.
Well, see, that special captain edition.
Yeah.
Gotta have that.
Like
Yeah, I bought
lieutenants.
him as well.
Yeah, lieutenants, stuff like that. And
You're still in the box as well.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
100%.
I've got a cupboard full of.
it's just like it's too good.
Basically, who's this guy you sent these stuff?
It's like I don't know if you guys and girls see this, feel this as well.
Jesus.
Oh, the Terminator Chaplain
I get depressed
Terrentus.
looking at him, like he came out ages ago.
Oh, he's good though, isn't he? He's good. I need to get
See,
him on a pitch.
like that's the type of model that Terminator Chapter 2, and I have this like I'm completely fine delving into
That was
ranges
to
and
turn
stuff.
him into a Deathwing champion from the new programs.
Yeah.
But obviously, that's another project that's never going to happen.
Might have one day, mate, if you find a grim dark way of doing it. But like there's certain models where like the range and stuff, I'm completely fine just get cracking with that. But like the autark, excellent.
Yeah.
Like I get a bit of like not anxiety, but a bit, yeah, I suppose it's like he's going to be a bit of a tricky boy to paint. Do you know what I mean? Like I'm almost put off by like
Yeah, I
because I
thought
want
the
to get.
Rachel looked a bit worse, like detail wise.
Oh, I don't know, but I think when it's like a HQ model or like a standout model, you want to make them.
You want to do put a bit more into
And I
it.
think that's to be honest with you, that's the main reason I've never got more Terrarium.
Are you frightened of doing more Terrarium?
Absolutely shit scared of like I just wouldn't like.
Just huge, isn't he?
Yeah, like imagine, right? You've just assembled him. He's there with on one of his wingspan. You stuck there with a paintbrush. Like,
Where do you start?
what do you even do?
Yeah, what do you do?
What do you?
What do you do with him, lad?
Stevie has over 100 bottles to paint, mostly orcs. Steve, get those done.
Orcs aren't too bad to paint.
Yeah,
are they?
green
You can
everywhere.
imagine that. I can imagine green. But like you can get some. I think you can really go mad with like rust effects and stuff and orcs and like really.
Yeah.
Shit, yeah.
It's like, is it Bad Moons as the yellows, isn't it?
I seen a Death Guard army. Oh mate, it had been painted, and I can't remember who made it. It might be AK Interactive. Do they make paint?
Yeah.
Yeah. Do I get that right?
Yeah.
And I'm sure it was like a rust effect paint.
That's what I
Right.
use for my Grimdark stuff.
Yeah, and it basically they covered the model in typhus corrosion. Have you heard that?
Yeah.
It's got grit in it.
Yeah.
And then they use this rust paint over the top, and they just the whole like he did the models from top to bottom, and then put some details like glowing eyes in. They look amazing.
Really?
And he was like, literally, I just smeared this all over them. He uses rust effect paint, based them, and they look incredible.
No.
So yeah, I'm thinking like if you come across a tech, like it's a bit like your technique, like something you can just grab
Yeah,
through
fast fire.
and get like.
You can find a really quick Grimdark way to finish stuff. That's like
You just love saying
Grimdark. Well, he is Grimdark Mark after all, isn't he?
100%.
The Grimdark Mark. There we go.
So with your Eldritch Omens, though, what are you thinking of adding to the Eldritch Omens?
So obviously, my initial, you know, but my initial, but I got the Eldritch Shores box, which is 3 Shroud Runners. It is the 5 Rangers, and it is the thanks for that, man. I also got gifted very nicely a Wraith Lord. That Wraith Lord, nearly finished. And what you were saying it was a falcon. It's not a falcon, man.
Wave serpent.
You told me it was a falcon. It's definitely not a falcon.
What
It is a wave serpent.
Is it a wave serpent?
It's got all it's got is a turret gun on top of it. It doesn't even have like a separate. I'm sure. Does a falcon have like a little guy with a gun on the top in like a?
We know a man who might know.
I think it might be an old wave serpent. So I've got that guy or a falcon. We'll say that for now. And I've got a Farseer. Very nicely painted Farseer though, mate. So my next purchase for
That's the first model I painted when I got back into the hobby.
It was really nice little paint job on that as well, mate. I mean, I'm gonna fuck it up by doing a
Craft World Abrasal, that one.
No, it's going to be my Mary when I finish. Just slap some green all over the job done.
Well, the blue's already there.
I know, mate. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I was like, yeah, I can get him on set.
Done half the job for us, isn't it?
He's a good lad, this one. But I'm gonna. So my next definite purchase is the Guardian Squad.
Yeah,
you're definitely going to get to fill the ranks out here.
But when I was looking at the theoretical point cost, would have to be a few models to get up to like 1,500 points. Like you could have a bit on the table.
Storm Guardian's not more expensive, like a lot more expensive.
Oh, I don't know.
Because they can carry fusion guns and stuff.
They might. That could be worth it. Just to bulk up the points. But I'm going to get some Guardians, mate. Definitely at least one box, probably 2 of them.
Do you think you'll get your Warp Spiders as well?
I
think they're going to do them in waves. I think later in the year they'll probably start.
I think
Warp
that's
Spiders are awesome.
Because I was going to. Have they brought new Fire Dragons yet?
No.
Because I was going to get Fire Dragons.
Yeah, you talked about dropping them off in the old wave serpent.
Yeah, but then you were like, oh, what if the new sculpts come out and that? You'd be gutted in that. So.
I said exactly like that.
I know. Well, you almost want to hang on just to see, but then you don't hang on because you want to build them. So yeah, and I'm generally might buy that Combat Patrol box for the extra
gubbins. Yeah, basically.
The extra
bikes and
Wraith Lord and the 6 bikes. I think. And that will be my second Guardian Squad. So yeah, might be them a Defenders kit as well. But yeah, so that's my initial part. What are you thinking about? Any thoughts on expanding your? I mean, you've already got quite a bit of Black Legion.
Well, look,
is there anything you really like on the Black Legion that you wouldn't mind having?
I'll tell you what it is. I'm quite happy with what I've got. I'd add the Lord Discordant to it though, if I could.
No, I'd add to it if I were you. Fucking Spider. That Spider thing's immense.
The Lord Discordant.
Oh, that one is.
It's riding on the top.
Yeah. He's supposed to be
ace, apparently. It's immense. We are using didn't it in that battle?
No, that's the
that's
the Venom Crawler. That's it. With the and you only fired. There was 2 sets of weapons on that. You only fired 1.
So I would have got half the price. It was still amazing.
But it's still bloody good as well. You know what I mean? No, I think Black Legion wise, I'm happy just to add what I've got from the Eldritch Omens box set. I mean, the Chosen, the Warp Smith, etc. The Warp Smith's really interesting because obviously he's like a Tech Marine.
Yeah,
so
he's exactly like a Tech Marine.
But where a Tech Marine just heals, he can curse other vehicles.
Oh.
He can curse other vehicles so it like knocks a wound off or something. Some special rules. I'll have to have a quick
look. Smite.
He's got his own Tech Marine version of like, I'm going to cripple your vehicle. That's an enemy vehicle. I'm going to cripple it.
Just psychically, or like, does it get stuck in with these drills?
It's through the dark prayers and stuff like that and whatever. I think it's some kind of ability that he's got. But so like a normal Tech Marine would go like, here, he'll do 3 wounds or whatever it is. He does the same, but then he goes, oh, enemy vehicles, you're in range.
No, it's a construct, isn't it? Oh, I don't know if it has it. Will it have the
vehicle keyword?
Does a Dreadnought have the vehicle keyword?
Yes.
Possibly then. But then does a vehicle not have to have someone inside of it?
Because the Wraith Lord's dead, isn't it?
Jesus Christ, man, got a heavy on this.
Well, we'll soon find out.
Construct.
Oh, Steve's going to go on the interweb.
Wraith.
XNXX. God, that's what you're typing up there.
Top one. There's a sheet.
Oh, there's the new one.
Monster Wraith Lord. A Spirit Horse Craft World.
Oh.
Monster Wraith Lord.
That's the old code.
Is that the old one?
That's the new one there.
This one here?
The second picture.
This one here?
Yeah. That's a Wraith Knight.
That's a Wraith Knight, man. Wraith Lord.
Is that a new one?
Monster Core Wraith Construct Wraith Lord. That's new because someone's got the Ukrainian flags with lots of love on. So it's pretty recent.
So he's not a vehicle.
He's not a vehicle.
I didn't think it would be.
Because that'd be
That's
like.
why I asked the question.
Oh,
There's Barry from Underdog Painting. Hello, Barry, mate.
hello, Barry lad.
Got some good videos coming out lately as well, mate. Thanks for dropping in and saying hello. Anyone who's watching, go and check Barry out on his channel, Underdog Painting. Very, very good. You two should have a tech sometimes with your paint.
What a paint off!
A paint off. What about a paint off, Barry? Do you fancy a paint off with Mark? Grimdark Mark versus Barry paint off. Hey, we'll stitch it together. And we'll do it sometime.
Who lad's just joined the channel and he's getting thrown under the bus.
Let's have a paint off.
What? They both picked in the same model. Give them 60 minutes. That would be nice.
Barry,
Pick something there.
you let us know. Absolutely, he says that is on. I'll tell you what. I've got the whiteboard of doom here.
What's something that everyone has kicking about?
The Mark. We'll get
Sealed in the box.
Sorry, you say it. Well, Mark will probably have one.
Barry, we'll get that set up and we'll turn that into something, mate. I'll drop you a message, mate.
Could be a nice little video there.
Yeah, it's a nice little fun little.
And
video.
I think I should throw a curveball in.
What are you on about the tens machine again?
No. Just like say they would pick us Primaris captain because that's the model for Games Workshop, isn't it? And I pick say something like I roll off. I pick 6 colours. I roll. Roll 2 dice
by colours,
and they can only use 2 colours, like say orange and green, for the whole model, or 2 individual paints. Got to get that mix around. Would you be game to try that?
Yeah.
Oh, Mark!
This is well and truly done. Barry says he's not thrown on the bus. Super pro painter.
Oh,
not worried at all.
Oh, Mark! See, this is the type of thing that brings you on.
It'll be fun doing in any yes, regardless of who wins. Barry.
100%. I was watching his videos the other night. I was like,
Yeah, he's great.
Oh, is he a good turn? Is it?
Yeah.
yeah, amazing.
How dare you not watch Barry Underdog?
Oh, I watch him all the time. I'll just play.
Awesome.
I will definitely check it out though, because I'll think of it interesting.
It's gone on the board. It's on the board.
It's on the board.
Barry, I'll be in contact.
It's not as though we can't just scrub that off, is it?
Who has to finish these time likes it?
No, here's someone else for you to
Well, you nearly there, aren't you? Yeah.
Here's what you could have paid.
So that is I was updating on Eldritch Omen. So hopefully, you also the Black Legion side of the Eldritch Omen is we just put that up on the Facebook and Instagram social media, so you can have a sneaky glee at the Forge Fiend and his friends. There's a family photo in there as well. It's not a family photo I wouldn't be involved in, but never mind. So yeah, that's that bit. So coming up this month on Spoils of Wargaming,
we call it
Sal on the cells.
Something's just occurred to me.
Suckling.
For the time of this video, I've been turned on this chair. I wonder if that's picked up on the mic.
It will be, mate.
Sorry, guys.
It's all right, mate. It's a squeaky chair. We apologise.
Got words.
Squeaky chair. So coming up this month, we're back to normal.
So you get noises when I keep interjecting Steve.
Yes, you do. It's all right.
What's coming up this month, Steve?
This month we've got our first Crusade narrative battle report that's coming out, which we've been putting subplots, text, context to, etc. We've hopefully made it very bite-sized for you guys and girls to go and watch in your dinner break. You're not having to sit for 3 hours and break your what's up, by.
He started creaking now.
Is he creaking? Are we all creaking? I need some new chairs. So that's going to be coming up very soon, hopefully by next weekend. I'll update the schedules there as well. We've also got a 1,500 point match play bat rep coming up this month as well. It should be later this month.
Because we don't like piling too much on ourselves.
No, but we need to get back to normal. And Mark's going to be interjecting with a few bits and bats as well. But the match player is going to be Death Guard versus Tyranids, I believe.
Yeah, something we've never had on the channel yet, yes.
Absolutely fantastic. We have never had that battle yet, so we'll have a look at that. I'm rapidly looking over eBay to see if there's any entire armies I can just pick up and play. I'm really fancying. Yeah, I really do fancy.
Does that cost one of the most powerful armies in the minister mentioned? So
I've just never played them. Well, you playing rather well with Death Guard lately, man. I wouldn't be grumbling too much. So that's what we've got coming up on the channel there. We should be doing some paint tonight, gents. What time is it?
How long have we got left?
What time is it? We've got 26 minutes to fill here.
Oh, I'm gonna paint something. I
yeah.
thought we might be able to run out of time.
So, gents, talk about what you're painting.
Right. So as you can see, I'm going to be moving on to my. I'm almost like this is what we're talking earlier on, right? I theoretically could spend probably another 2 hours prattling about with him. A big thing I'm not doing yet is doing all the really fine highlighting steps.
Why?
Because that is what takes a lot of time. So what I'm going to try and do is,
right,
because you said he looks all right, don't you?
He looks brilliant.
That's without being too funny about it. So if I get blasted through everyone in a reasonable time frame, getting to this standard, then I can go in afterwards to do in my own leisure, can't I?
Yes.
Yeah, so
And just tick them up as you need to.
So get them table ready, then we can jump in and get that Nakmund Crusade played.
Ooh, very nice.
Why don't you start painting his trousers orange?
Yeah. Yes.
Just figuring out which orange it is.
Barry says, I hate Tyranids. I painted 25,000 points as a commission with every bastard on magnetized.
What was that? Was that? What magnetizing gene stealer arms? And
I don't think it's going to go that far, basically.
Curious. Was it all for one guy? 25,000 points? Surely not.
Bloody hell!
That's got to be like over like a few different projects, hasn't it? Imagine, all right, mate, can you paint some miniatures? Oh, just one of these 25,000 points of magnetized Tyranids painted.
I bet you nearly fell off your chair when you were saying that.
Curious, Barry. What high fleet did you go with? Because I imagine some are less annoying than others. I like Kraken. You know, the red in the bone.
Yeah.
I think I do like Hydra as well, though.
Hydra's nice. Hill Hydra. And there's Behemoth as well.
Nice,
yes, all one guy.
What?
All at once. Oh my God. Barry, you must have lost the will to live, did you, man?
You must have bought a new house.
Oh, yeah.
Jesus
There's a
Christ.
canny commission on there, would it? Are you driving a gold-plated Merc by any chance?
Curiously, Barry, so when someone comes out with a product like that, do you have to go out and buy the models, or do they send the models normally, or do they just send the money, including like the cost of patent and the cost of the models themselves? I'm always been curious about.
There's two ways of doing it. There's two ways.
But I mean, when it's a large lot like that, what would be the?
Oh, I'd demand.
I think if you had the money to get someone commission paid 20,000 points, you'd probably get the car.
He bought the car with it.
Nice. What, DeLorean?
Man's got a G-Wagon, isn't it?
Wow. Cream.
G-Wagon for the lads.
Cream and dark green. Bloody hell. Like.
Oh, is that like a custom? Must be. I don't think I've ever seen many jeans.
Cream and dark green.
Cream and dark green's the ones I did.
Is that what you did? What's the name of that light fleet?
I didn't know there was one. I just wanted to paint that.
Was it you who said we got to pay 25,000 points for them?
Was it Mark?
No. He's a test model. I want to look like this.
Hey, lad.
25,000 points. Jeez.
Wow. So sorry, you jumping on there. What's going on for yourself, Mark?
I'm painting some of Dean's 20 poxwalkers. Painting some trousers on.
Dean,
if you hand me a brush to assist, I shall assist Mark in poxwalker painting.
Not that one, though, Steve. That one looks easy.
Do you like a smaller or a bigger brush, mate?
In the middle size, please, man.
Okay, sir?
That shall do, me, good sir. Right.
I tell you what, I've noticed when we're buying this cheap Amazon brush set, other than the fact that the points are holding really well for £6 for 8 brushes, like really well. I've started to gravitate towards a bigger brush with a better point rather than a smaller brush.
Right.
Does that make sense?
Yes, it's holding more paint.
You can use that for reference.
Oh, so I wanted to do his jump jackets orange then?
Yeah, all of mainly painting them is the jump jackets orange and the weapons painted up in the silver.
Right, okay, I'll jump on that. Which orange to start with?
We don't know yet, so we're not sure which one.
You figured
it out?
He's just put that one on.
Is that actually the right one though, Mark? You have to do a side by side.
Troll Slayer.
It's definitely that one.
It's definitely that one, is it? Right, okay. Well, I've got another note here, lads, and hang on, Barry's on again. They sent the models over, but usually I just get models from gaming figures. It says them on postage to me.
Yeah.
That would make sense,
especially with that much of a volume.
Yeah, that's a lot of packaging and posting there, isn't it? A lot of packaging and posting. I've got another note here, and I don't think it's directly Warhammer 40,000 related, but who would win?
No, Steve, to be fair, you asked if there's anything I wanted to put in the agenda. You didn't mention that to be 40k related. So my question was,
I'm throwing it out there.
What would win in a fight between a honey badger and a kangaroo? I think it's a relevant topic that needs to be discussed more in the limelight.
Answers in the comments. What would win? a honey badger versus a kangaroo.
Google
What?
honey badger.
They're vicious little buggers, aren't they?
Oh man.
Yeah. Vicious little. Are you hogging that pad on yourself over there, Mark?
This is my pad, Steve.
Is it?
I'll move it over here and you can
Yeah. Why don't you just put it there and share? There you go.
That's it.
So what colour is this, Mark? We're using
Fire Dragon Bright.
Fire Dragon Bride. I'm just gonna.
I've done it right down with the wash.
Right. Okay.
Do you?
Have you got one there where it's been washed over as well, or not?
No, none of these have been washed. It's just that.
I wonder if I do have one here so you can see what I mean.
Oh, stick that pot in the water in the middle. So,
I found another one for you.
what coming up next? What do we think is going to be the next Codex releases?
I mean, has it not already been leaked?
Tyranids.
Tyrannid.
Yeah.
Ah, yes.
It already says.
Yeah, that's right. Now, they've been long overdue, haven't they, the Tyranids? They
And there's
received-
new models coming out as well.
I know. Oh, God. Am I going to have to start buying Hive Tyrants again? Barry, I might have to give you a call, man.
He's like, no.
More Tyranids for the lads.
Barry says a kangaroo, it'll stick the honey badger in its pouch and smother it.
Oh, mate. I like that you've elaborated on that.
That
The
is
story of its demise.
really, really, really.
I would like to mention that no animals are hurt in this theoretical death battle to the death. We should do one of these every week. What wouldn't we fight between a shark and a... What can fight a shark?
A whale.
Oh, what type of whale?
So
we'll not spoil it. We'll say
oh,
that
okay,
next time.
that. So there you go. What do you reckon, Mark? Honey badger.
Oh, honey badger. I've fought those things on every Far Cry game.
Oh, you were saying that, mate. They didn't know it.
You know when you need like.
What's Far Cry?
Oh, Stephen. It's a bit like that thing with the metal hoop and the stick, but with 30
Is it?
years long.
You
Yeah.
gotta collect like different animal parts to craft new like holsters or pouches to store your gear in. And you always need something from a honey badger, and it's always the hardest thing to kill.
Like what? It's testicles or something.
Yeah, because they're massive.
Honey badger testicles are massive. Right. Okay.
Something's just occurred to me.
What's that, man?
I can't remember what grey I used for the dark part of the cabo.
Oh, this is why you should always write your
You
recipes
say this
down.
to us, mate. You're 100% right. Here's the other thing. I've got about 16 different greys in this box.
Oh, that really doesn't help you, does it? It'll narrow it down. Stevie says, no kangaroo, a honey badger can bite, but it's very shy. The kangaroo can kick it over 15 foot.
He's got a very in-depth knowledge of marsupials.
Yeah.
hasn't he? Jesus Christ. Go on, Steve, lad.
Steve, your second name's not Erwin, is it? No one
There's a
got
few stingrays getting asked where they were.
I jumped on it. He jumped on it. Crocodile and a Christ, sneak up and behind this little blight, stick my finger right up its bum hole.
That's a nice shade.
What's that, Drakenhof from Night
yeah,
shade?
mate, it works nice.
Just
Stunning.
look, Steve.
Put it
Just,
to a course.
Steve just looked that up, by the way, as well. So
Steve, how would like to become Spoiler Wargaming's resident wildlife expert?
yeah, there you go. We'll send you a badge.
Oh, mate, I want a badge.
Do
What
you?
am I going to badge in?
What do you want? Whatever you can have a badge, whatever you want. It says on it. I'll get it made for you, mate.
I'm impressed with these Amazon brushes, like.
Generally not
Yeah,
bad, mate.
it's not bad.
£6 for 8. I think it might be 10 in the
bad
box
at all.
anyway.
Barry, what brushes do you use, man?
Painting 25 top pound Tyranids. Once again, this Amazon thing, I think.
Yeah.
Look at the size of that one that came with them as well. Jesus Christ.
Strove, look at the size of that.
I do like that brush though. The little dry brush from the Games Workshop. They do a nice dry brush Games Workshop.
Is that the what do you call it? The new synthetic?
Yeah, synthetic bits.
I don't know anyone else. I often find that the dry brushes, they just knocker really quick.
It's a bit weird,
Maybe
that.
it's my technique.
I know, I thought that. Everyone, a lot of people, Barry probably does this, use just cheap makeup brushes for dry brushing because of the
Yeah.
large surface area. But I swear by that.
The Artis Opus dry brushes are like that.
They come in a nice case as well, don't they?
Barry uses Rock Ninja.
Rock Ninja, I don't think I've heard of
I've
that.
not heard of that either. But
I'll
use
tell you what,
Army Painter.
Tell you what brush brand I hear cropping up a lot lately. Is it Raphael? Or Raphael, is that a brush brand?
Raphael.
Yeah.
A lot of people have been chatting about them lately. Size 0 Raphael.
I use the Element Games' Regiment brush. It's awesome for glazing. That's all I use it for.
Glazing.
It was about 15 quid.
Well, I'm going to be honest. I went and bought a set of Winsor & Newton.
Series 7, Steve.
Yeah, and they, I really, really like the fine nib brushes for detail and work and stuff.
Well,
They're really
fun fact,
but stupidly priced though.
Fun fact: the artificer brushes by Games Workshop
I've made by with you. Yeah.
But the word in the street is they sacrifice some quality having to make them in that much like of a large demand of them, so people don't rate them as good as the series.
Well, they won't be using Russian sable anymore, will they?
Certainly won't.
That'll be not coming out in the wash, will it?
The sable a type of ferret or something, or like a weasel.
It's fur, isn't it? It's a fur sable.
Do they have to hurt it to get its hair? Like,
Well, no, I think it just grows in patches on the moors, mate.
no, I mean, like, can they just go up to a weasel, trim the hair off, and let it go and grow back, or do they have to like?
Do they walk up to a weasel and trim
do
its
they have
hair?
to like? You know what I mean? Do they have to like knock it?
They have to knock it to do it. I don't know, mate. It's
Steve,
off a
Steve.
belt, isn't it?
Stevie,
Yeah.
Stevie will know.
Steve,
wildlife expert.
to get sable, do you have to knock a weasel or can they leave it alive? There you go. Well, that's Steve Irwin, Sal, resident animal expert. There we go. Nearly every animal in Australia will kill you. The funnel web spider can kill you within 5 seconds.
Yeah, it's not the big ones, it's the little ones over there.
G'day. No, it's me not going to Australia. Lovely.
Oh, well, I was trying to get us going with it before. I was like, nah, you're right.
There's a lad I worked with once, and he's got a lot of pet spiders. He loves them, and I was like, "What types have you got?" Like, he's like, "Oh, I've got a Goliath bird-eating spider." And I was like,
Nice.
What?
Why that eats birds, man?
Goliath bird-eating
No,
spider.
you're all right.
Jesus.
Can you imagine? Ask your wife, can I just trim your weasel? Stevie, like it, very much like it.
Was it Dark Reaper I used?
This is why you should write your recipes. Does anyone else write the recipes down for what
I'm
they
really
can?
nerdy. So you know that iPad you've got there,
The iPad that I have there, yes.
and you've got the pencil.
Yes.
So there's an app called Jesus. A word.
It's called Jesus.
It's something word something, but anyway, it lets you make slides and notes, and you can bring images into it, and then you can write with the pencil over the top of the images. So I'll put a picture of the model I've painted, then I'll write on, and I'll drop a picture of the paint on, and I'll write on and point to where I painted that colour.
Oh, that's a good idea.
So I've got slides for every model with the colours I did.
That sounds a bit pretentious.
That's clever. So instead of just writing it down, you have a digital file for it.
Yeah. I literally bought the iPad for that reason.
Literally for that
Like,
one
just for that reason.
Jason says, camel spiders still scare the shit out of me. Oh, you've seen one of them, haven't you?
Mate, they're some of the most terrifying looking creatures in the world.
What do they do? Sidle up to you, sit and look at your bait box that they can have.
It looks like a tarantula fucked a scorpion.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
So,
I've been striking grey, that's the one. I've got Dark Reaper. It's new enough, I think.
if NIDs do come out, these guys got boats on, Dean, or are they just... This guy's got boats on.
Yeah, but I just paint that all as if it's one part of his apparel costs like
What,
£5.
orange?
It costs like £5 more than that does.
Right, okay. So if NIDS Colex does come out, what do you think we're going to see new units of? Do you think they're going to put new Jane Stealers on?
I think
Like that's going to create
the Hallmark
absolute-
ones look aged to bits, but I think the Jane Stealers still look relevant, don't they?
Yeah, I think they do.
Them on a bit.
Can you imagine that? I think there'll be a bit of an upset as well. You know, I've got that lad who just got 25,000 Barry. Can you imagine him coming? Oh, I need to update you.
Yeah, send another order in.
Might get a call.
Yeah, that's the one. What else do you think they'll do? I think Hive Tyrant and Broodlord will be on the cards.
The picture they teased was like a winged thing. I don't know
Well,
if
that's
they're redoing the
Hive
gargoyles on it because they're old.
Did it look like big wings or little wings?
I can't tell. They look like little wings actually.
Little wings.
Was it not a Primaris captain with wings?
There
Was
probably
that
is a
on the show?
Primaris captain with wings. In fact, yes.
I used to love that when they put like a preview silhouette. Everyone was coming in with Primaris captains. Was it Primaris captains? Private lieutenant.
Primaris lieutenant. Yeah.
That's it. Like.
So we're doing Poxwalk. So how many Poxwalkers are you up to now then, Dane?
This will be once these are finished. That'll be 40.
40 Poxwalkers.
And I've got more at home, thanks to my pal John.
Yeah,
And
John.
I've got another 9 somewhere else, I think. And I've got Poxwalks called me lugs.
Oh, yeah, it's a nice place to have them coming out of, man. You are definitely going for the Poxwalker bomb, aren't you? Explain how that works to me.
The Poxwalker bomb.
Yeah.
Basically, there's a couple of ways you can do it, but there's a stratagem that believe like so. A Poxwalker, every model has 2 attacks, yeah.
Yep.
And this is the big step. You pay 1 CP. Any 6 you roll in the hit roll, not the wound roll, causes a mortal wound.
Wow.
Which is stupid.
There's
And
no
then-
max on that either.
No. And then there's another stratagem where you can re-roll any failed wound rolls for 1 CP. So for 2 CP, you can be rolling, if you have a squad of 20, 40 dice, any 6s will be a mortal wound, and then you get to re-roll all the failed rolls, which, because of the low weapon skill against high armors, is usually you're only hitting on like 5s or 6s. So you get to roll any 1, 2, 3, or 4 again on a chance to get another 6.
Yeah, I was going to say, even
Yeah.
if you didn't make the hit, you can re-roll it to get a 6. Oh my god!
Technically not, because like when, for instance, last time I used
Does it
them
say
against
failed
something,
hit roll?
it would be a 5 to hit.
Yeah.
Oh no, because it goes up ballistic skill, doesn't it?
It goes up list weapon skill.
Weapon skill, so it might even be a 5 up on the weapon skill. That makes sense. So yeah.
Yeah, but does
But
it say failed or hit
Okay.
roll?
Oh, question.
Because if it says failed, then you can only pick the failed ones up. If it says
Well,
hit
that would
roll,
still be a 1, 2, 3, and a 4.
yeah, but if it says hit roll,
Uh-huh.
I don't know how that works.
I'll have
Then
to double
you
check.
could pick the 5s up and try and pop 6s out of the 5s if you want.
But it's a bit of an auto. But you get to try and re-pop 6 out the 1 to 4s anyway, don't you? So,
Yeah, but you can
Yeah.
just probably increase that if you
Oh,
want
yeah.
to the chances on.
but it's a bit stupid.
So I mean, if they got 2 attacks apiece,
Uh-huh.
and you've got 40 of them on the pitch, that's like stupidness.
It's just a way of getting a lot of mortal wounds out
Wow.
of the potentially. If you roll well on that, you can just
you're wiping stuff out.
attack Titans out.
Yeah,
Imagine attacking a Titan out with a squad of Poxwalkers.
that would be impressive. All right, a Knight Castellan.
And then if you take any casualties, just bring a few back as well for the lads. Love that the dead walk against strategy.
I know that surprised me that when I've seen that recently. Yeah.
Getting a bit conga liney with it.
Yeah.
Right, I'm hoping I picked the right grey, lads.
Steve, I worked in Nigeria. I seen a 30-foot snake just come out of the jungle and swallow a dog. The chief of the tribe wasn't bothered. He then said, "At least it wasn't a child." Wow. That's me not going to Africa. Okay.
You're not going to a lot of places lately.
I'm not. I'm rolling it off. Thanks, Steve. I mean, you remember the WWF or something?
Not wrestling.
Well, it could be. Could be. Could well be, man. What is it on currently? What colour is going on to what model? Comments. Go, peeps. What
A
colour?
lot of people painting at home.
Well, hopefully they are, if they're joining in. Tell me what colour is going on to what model this precise point in time.
Well,
Go.
I'm pretty sure I'm painting the wrong colour of grey under this cloak.
That
Yeah,
works.
that looks like
I mean, I've watched all over the top. No, that's not the right one, is it?
which
Ah,
grey,
you
which
know-
colour you
The
want.
dark
go.
one.
That looks like black, mate.
It's definitely not black though. 100%.
What is that you're putting on now, Dark Reaper?
Aye, I need something dark.
Steve says my favourite WWF was The Undertaker.
I like the Ultimate Warrior because he's
Ultimate Warrior. Ultimate Warrior.
It might be Eshin Grey. I'll try Eshin Grey. Oh, but
Dane.
I'm a nightmare here, mate, honestly.
Harsh lesson learnt there, mate.
Why do I have so many greys? I don't remember buying that many greys.
I think I might have donated a few here as well.
What
man.
do you have? Oh, grey knights. No, they're silver though, aren't they?
Yeah, they're all silver. I'm enjoying painting Poxwalkers.
It's easy, isn't it?
Mate, that's one of the. I mean, the skin. I just bodged on loads of.
I mean,
different
I know, it looks so
colours.
effective as well.
Fantastic.
Mate, literally
Absolutely
just watch it.
effective. So, we've got 8 minutes remaining left on the feed, peeps.
Do any of you boys and girls at home have one of them paint shaker things that everyone's got them in? No,
I
it's
bet
like,
Steve does.
you know where it's like a little like vibrating plate. You stick your paint pot on top, like. Meh.
Yeah,
Does that make sense? Have you seen them?
I know what you
I
want.
was wanting one the other day because it was like ultramarines blue contrast paint, and
Right.
it must have been an old one because I was shaking the hell out of it, and the stuff at the bottom just wasn't mixing. I was like, ugh, I could really use like a paint shaker or something now.
But like when they first become trendy, they were like a tenner on like line.
Clothes in
Now
the
they
washer,
go-
that's what paint is going on, says
£4.85
Batters.
or something. You want sorry?
Batters says that his paint is currently going on the clothes that are going into the washing machine. That makes sense. So, just to recap tonight, gents, just to take us through, and thank you everyone for joining us. Paint shake, I use my muckles, says Batters. So So we've covered quite a bit of ground tonight, actually, gents. So we talked about the Tau Codex and how much excitement Mark has from that, and the extra bits of gubbins that you learned from that.
Right.
We then went on to talk about the Eldari Combat Patrol box set. Well, I'll be interested to see the price of that when it comes. What do you think?
They're always 85
quid. Right.
They're not going to have one more expensive than the other.
No, it's not going to happen, is it? We then went on to talk about the Webware Gate as well, which I know that people are very, very excited about. Mark, you have already expressed surprisement on that. Is that going to be a major purchase if you can find one?
For me?
Yeah.
No, I don't think so.
No? Dave?
Too much to pay.
I think I want to see how.
I could see you using that, you know.
Oh, I could see it being up my street.
Up your sleeve. So we talked about the Eldari Webware Gate. We talked about the hobby hacks. Don't forget, guys and girls, we want you to come back for the next bead and brush strokes.
That's more like the colour, isn't it?
With
do a second coat on it.
Yeah.
With weird and wacky, the most wackiest hobby hack that you can find.
Why do I almost feel like Steve Blake's guaranteed to win this one?
Yeah, Steve's going to nail that, isn't he? Well, it might be a shocker. It might be something coming up on that. You never know. Someone come up with an outlandish answer. We talked about the PC games that are coming out, which were just to recap again.
Demon Hunters, the Grey Knights strategy game, and Dark Tide.
Oh,
nearly
had you there.
Yeah, nearly had you there. So, yeah, those are upcoming on those. And I must admit that Dark Tide looks quite good. I may just have to invest in a PC setup for that.
Is that not a gaming PC using this, though? Could it run?
No, it's not. It's not. Actually, that, believe it or not, that is a Surface Pro. It's running all that.
Is it?
What's a Surface Pro, mate?
That little thing behind there, man.
Is it Mac?
Windows iPad.
It's like a Windows iPad that's running all this, man.
What?
Yeah, I know. So it's not good for gaming. Put like that. Then we talked about obviously where we're at with our Eldritch Omens, Dane lad, and hopefully on one of the upcoming bat reports you'll see the Black Legion and the Eldari smash hell out of each other. Whether that's going to be in Crusade format, I think it might be the first one, Crusade format. Not necessarily smashing hell out of each other, but we don't know yet. And then obviously we talked about what's coming up on the channel this month. Obviously, Crusade Battle Report coming first. We'll pin the date up on the schedules when that's ready. And also we've got another 1,500 points match play Strike Force battle report coming up towards the end of the month as well. And potentially some other little gubbins coming your way. So keep your eyes peeled for Kel's surprise. We've established, I think, by overwhelming majority that I take it the honey badger is going to win, is it?
No, I think the kangaroo won.
Kangaroo
smashed.
What we say with kangaroo won, so the kangaroo's champion this week. Mark, do you think you'll get your war sorted out at the post office?
Yeah, that's like a tale of our time. I can see that evolving into something even more.
I'll be bringing it with me, Steve, tomorrow.
Well, the post office.
I'm going to put a small wager that Mark doesn't end up getting that book tomorrow.
Do you reckon?
Well, I've got to go to work in the morning to do this meeting, and then I'm coming straight from there to here.
So really, you just utilising that as an opportunity to fly past the post office then?
Yeah, pretty much.
Was it Royal Mail or anyone?
It's right. It's only around the corner from my house, to be fair. So.
I know where that's at.
Yeah,
I know where that's at. Well, I did. Yeah, I do.
So do you think the postman's got like a weird vendetta against him?
I think he might do, actually. I think he might do. Actually, he might. Barry will be in contact as well. And we'll get that set up for Barry versus Mark, paint off at some point. We'll do a 60-minute challenge and see what comes up.
I feel like there's more pressure on Barry in that situation with him being like a professional.
Well, it's like
Mark's
commission painter, like he's got time to do that, Steve.
Something we could utilise together. We threw the challenge down. Barry accepted. Let's go for it. So there's that as well. And I think that really, unless anyone else has got any other things to say. Dane, any final thoughts?
Are we out of time already?
No, we've got a minute and 30 seconds left.
I don't really have thoughts.
Give us a final thought for the evening, for the month, for people to carry forward through their daily life in 40k through March. Please give us a thought.
Like a thought or advice?
It's like a final thought. You know, sometimes you watch these like TV programs, documentaries, and at the end or chat shows, they'll have a final thought. Like Springer had a final thought, didn't he? And stuff like that. Jerry Springer. Jury. You watch daytime
Yeah.
TV.
Oh, I can't remember now.
I've got it's a thought, but it's more of a anecdote
Go on
that
then.
helped me a lot through life.
Go on then.
The early bird catches the worm, but it's the second mouse that gets the cheese.
Yeah,
This
I like that one.
Means be lazy guys and procrastinate and
Let someone else get the face blown off.
yeah.
Basically. Okay, that's good. Any final thoughts from yourself, Mark?
I don't know. I suppose don't feel guilty if you like can't find the time to paint and you just want to stay in bed all day. If you want to do that, you do that.
That's
Oh,
good.
that's sort of like tying into my thought. That one a bit, isn't it? Be lazy.
Is there a mouse involved?
I'm guessing Steve has a final thought. Why segue with this?
No. I'm just throwing that out there. You know, my final thoughts is pretty empty hollow shells, empty space. Final thoughts for me would be, you don't know what you've got till it's gone. Love each other and be kind. It's as simple as
that's
that.
very wholesome.
I can definitely agree with that.
Yeah,
It's very wholesome, though, brother.
there we
I
go.
like it.
So, for myself, Steve, Mark, aka Mark Hanekas, Grim Dark Mark, Dean, the legend that is just Dean.
Nothing more needs to be said.
No more monikers needed there.
And the real success story is we finally actually start getting a bit of paint on some models today. It only took an hour and 50 minutes.
Jason's final thought is anything more than 2 shakes is a wank.
I've heard that.
Yes.
Yes, Mark's been
That's getting coined. Guys, girls, everyone else, thank you very much for watching. Please do have a look through the back catalogue. If you're listening to this on replay, I hope it makes sense. Hope you're enjoying your painting. Please do feel free to go and check out our back catalogue of battle reports as well. As we mentioned, there's new ones coming up this month. Overall, stay safe, enjoy your hobby, and we'll see you again on Beards and Brushstroke first Sunday in April.
Oh.
Until then, see you again. Bye.
Bye.
I'm just going to hold this pause.